Hey, everybody. Welcome. We've got another CAF update in store for you this evening. I won't have to do a whole lot of talking. Well, I mean, I have a little bit of talking to do, of course, but as it turns out, I've got plenty of videos to play. So I'll be off camera seemingly almost as much as I'll be on camera. And of course, the moment I go live, I saw my network icon go fluttering. I think the kids are watching Netflix tonight, but welcome to the show. It's something we haven't seen for a long while. We've got a weekly flip. We have a page I love. We've got a dramatic reading by Professor Derek Crabb as well. So plenty of stuff to enjoy. And yeah, so let's see. But plenty of, Stingray, you were in the chat early. It's good. We're actually going to be looking at a piece of Stingray art later today. It's one of our picks that Chris made, actually, with Stingray in it. You probably can imagine which one it was. It was very nice, a very nice piece of art added to CAF last week. And I saw, what was this? Mr. Rejek said he hopes that we get to hear from the Vice President, Bill Cox, this evening. No, I am not the Vice President. I am my technical role here is Chief Creative Officer these days, so CCO. But I still do a lot of the stuff I did beforehand. It's just a different title, and that's all good. Titles are important, I think. But you're right, Stingray. I did not get promoted, so I'm still where I'm at. But what else we got here? A heat wave of artwork. Yeah, we do. We have a lot of good stuff to look at tonight, and but it's been an interesting week. We've had did we get two? I think we actually got two updates to the app this week. One, rolled out and didn't work quite right. And so my app developer pushed another version out on Tuesday or something like that. So at least the thing we were trying to work through is now corrected, which is good. We've been having it's kind of like navigation issues now. Now that we're able to use it as much as we've been doing, it's just we run into different challenges and thinking about how you as the end user is going to be playing around in the app and how we want to encourage the navigation. So it's we've had to make some tweaks and things, and I don't know. I think there's going to be a fair number of those before we release the final thing. One of the things we decided for you non-premium members, the app is going to be different. There's going to be things that we are going to experiment with and just test and see how it works out. But one of the things that we wanted non-premium members to be able to experience, because we feel it's really important, is to be able to watch other people's galleries. I mean, it's a feature I think that gets overlooked as something that's really useful. But and non-premium members, the thing is they don't know anything about it. And we really want the dashboard to be the landing page, the homepage for anybody who's using the app. And the dashboard is really all about curating those people that you like, whose collections you like, so you can see new artwork that they're adding. And if we don't allow non-premium members who are app users access to watching galleries, they're missing out on like one of the coolest features of the app. Now, non-premium members who are watching galleries won't get email alerts for that. They won't get any kind of announcements that that James Siegel added a new piece of awesome artwork to his CAF gallery like other premium members do. But when they go to the dashboard, they'll be able to kind of curate their view, which at the end of the day I think is important. The more we can utilize the app as a customization tool for your CAF experience, the better. And I don't think that should prohibit non-premium members from experiencing that a little bit. So yeah, that's in there. How do I feel about recreations? I don't even know what you're talking about, Jason. But now I'm reading through there just to make sure I didn't miss what you mean by that. Oh, recreations. I'm sorry, not recreations, recreations. I saw that post by Fish. What was it? He said it's like a photocopy, or he feels a recreation is a artwork that has been modified in some way, look and feel from the original. See, I wouldn't think of it that way. A recreation is, I mean, you don't want it to be line by line, but I think a lot of it has to do with what you as a buyer is asking the artist to recreate, right? I mean, I remember a collector friend of mine who had asked a artist to basically do recreations of some covers, and he didn't stress the fact that he wanted that artist to do them in his style, not in the exact same style, right? And he was very disappointed when the artist came back and basically did line for line recreation, copying of what was there. But I don't know. A recreation is any time, it's practically an homage. So I don't really get. I think it can be either or. It can be a line for line, or it can be in the artist style. It could be one that tweaks a character on the page or whatnot. So I don't know. I don't know what the big stink was about. But debates are good to have. But yeah, I think in both cases, Fish's definition of one versus the other, they're both recreations. So we could bring Fish on here to debate it, but that's not what we're going to do here tonight. That might be another show. Tina Hager says tracing is not a recreation. Well, yeah, right. I mean, it depends on their process, Tina, certainly. But light boxing is kind of part of comic art creation in general, right? I mean, we look at, I mean, gosh, there's more than 50% of the artists that we interview use Lightbox in one fashion or another. So yeah, Lightbox recreations ? Yes, Marcus. Fish is on fire about it. I could tell. He's an opinionated guy, deservedly so. He's been in the hobby long enough to form his own opinions, and there's nothing wrong with. I just see. It's a recreation. It's an homage if you're changing it, in my opinion. If you're going to take it, turn something around, change, like I said, swap out a character for another one, or just totally change the whole team. I mean, that's kind of an homage and not a recreation. I think recreations are more closely in line with what the original was like. So I don't know. That's my official answer. I don't know if that's CAF's official answer or not, but and I don't know if we'll have one. I know that when we were talking with William Lawson the other day, he had he was talking similar things, right? He was like wanting us to be able to have ironclad definitions for things, and I don't know. I don't know if you can ever have that. Art's subjective across the board. How do you fit everything into perfect pigeonhole ideas and concepts when things can't. I don't know. Art's just not like that. Put Fish on the show. I'll give Fish his 20 minutes like next week or something like that. Wes says cover swipe versus cover homage. Yeah. Bootlegging says they get a lot of cover recreation and homages. Yes, and Derek says, so your friend got a recreation but expected an homage in the artist style. Absolutely. And knowing my friend, they probably didn't convey what they wanted specifically, but they naively felt that, the artist is such a style, has a very distinct style. No one else liked this person, like this artist at all. Probably felt that the artist was just going to, he was like going to be blown away by them taking a cover that they loved and putting their own style to it. But no, that's not what the artist did. And that was an awkward moment that I was actually there when the artist brought the pieces over. It wasn't, I don't think that was years ago. That was about 12 years ago. And I don't think the artist redid them because they were large too. They were probably 18 by 24 already painted. So it was a weird moment. At any rate, Fish is a teetotaler now. I can see that. I can see giving Fish some time next week. I did kind of forget about that. Add Fish to the San Diego Con. He could have probably run his own panel. But Tina says it is subjective. Enjoy lively debate. Absolutely. So again, it is what it is. It's fun. I've been thinking about about topics like that too, and I think they need to be discussed. There's certain topics that happen around the hobby quite frequently that probably deserve a standalone show, even if it was only like a 20-minute recorded bit. That things that we aren't able to kind of address while we're here on the CAF update. So like the whole Jim Lee conversation that was going on for a couple of weeks there, right? I mean, I probably should have, and I probably could have, and would have been smart to just do a small segment on that, and just talk about that. So as we think about the things we want to do on the channel, that's one of the things I think we'll probably start doing more of, our smaller pieces that are topical, that aren't like tied into doing a CAF update and those types of things. Equal time for Fish bootlegging. Oh man, when he's been on the show, he does dominate his time on there. But he's got a voice for radio. He's perfect for those sorts of things. But anyways, yes, back to CAF. We've been at it for a while on the app, but it is getting closer. My expectation is, at least right now, is that I'm going to be talking with a few people in the next week, picking out a few beta testers that I want, that I know will be at San Diego along with Kazra and I. And I'd like to get them to have the app on their phones for San Diego. So probably around this time next week, we'll be working out getting a few beta testers set up, because those people can experiment with it before San Diego, have it on their phones at San Diego, be advocates of the app for everyone else, and I think that'll be a good thing. So, but we're pretty, we're almost there. I think we've got, I don't know how many more items are on our hot priority list, but they'll most likely all be done in the first couple of days of next week. Beta access for Marcus. And you're absolutely right, Tina. Smaller time commitments, but those kinds of things actually work. I think would work really well to do just recorded pieces that we post. A couple of them a week would be fine. Jeff Whiting says CAF San Diego photo op after my panel on Saturday. That's a good idea. Might as well. I think most of the people on the panel with me are CAF members as well. I don't know if they all have CAF galleries, but most of them do. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's all is well. And like I say, I think most of the stuff we're going to be doing this week, or this show, is going to be looking at watching some videos. I can tell you we've had a pet situation here at the house, and my hope is that this pet will return. She went on her merry stroll on Sunday and has yet to come back. So if you're in the just throwing positive vibes to the heavens, please do this, because yes, we've been it seems like I'm distracted. We've all been kind of melancholy, like waiting for this for Coco to come home. But she I believe she's out there still. She's just lost, or she's stuck in somebody's garage. So that's been something that's been eating up a lot of time here around the house. Yes, there are gators in Florida. And where is that? I missed there it is. There are no gators right nearby. That's the thing. Yeah, no gators, but they put the cat litter box outside. That's the thing. Out here, there's sand everywhere. They can go anywhere they want. So they don't need to come in. But yes, Coco is, she's missing in action at the moment, but good cat. And I hope she returns. She'll make everybody very happy. So, all right. Well, beyond that, I'm just going to jump into some stuff here. We obviously, we didn't have a show last week. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. It was good for me to take the night off. I always forget, that these shows do take a lot of prep work. I mean, literally, I tell Kazra not to bother me on Thursdays, because I pretty much spend the whole day just, pulling stuff together. And if I have to edit a lot of videos or something, that does take up some time. But yeah, so it is what it is. But I enjoyed my time off, and I hope everybody else did too. So the week before that, of course, was the Kirby Vision show. So we kind of missed being able to show any videos or talking about that. Kazra did actually go out to LA, and he was at the show, had a good time. We talked a bit about it afterwards. So it was a great event. I mean, it's great to see. Apparently Corey Helford put on a fantastic, opening night. I just from the video clip alone, well, we're going to see 2 video clips actually. It looked like there were several hundred people at the opening, which is fantastic, right? And you had people from the Kirby family were there. You had the Kirby Museum there as well. I mean, so it was really well represented. I think there were. I know that Kazra ran into some noteworthy people at the show as well. So yes, so Kazra shot some video, and then we also got a video that was shot and put to their own music by Michael Patrick Sullivan, actually. And so so I got 2 videos to show you. But again, it's awesome to see events like that. I mean, we don't have enough large scale events, and I didn't realize how big this thing was, but Michael's video is pretty good, and I'm going to show his first. Kazra's is a little bit longer. He does a really like a full walkthrough. It's just surprising how big how big the gallery is, and how much artwork they actually had on display. It's impressive. I would have loved to have had that a little bit closer to San Diego, and would have made a point of checking it out, because I think that exhibit is through, was it September or October? I think it's there for a while. Either way, it is what it is. What else? So yes, effing Kazra always bothering people. No, I don't think so. But anyways, here. So let's go ahead and play Michael Patrick Sullivan's video, so you can get his view of it. And the music in the background is his own. So unlike the stock stuff that we use around here, this is custom just for Michael's video. Yes, it was precisely just for Alberto. Thank you, Michael, for putting that together. I appreciate it. And Alberto appreciates it as well. Are those originals? Well, most of those were originals, Marcus, actually. The originals were not for sale, but all of the custom pieces that were done were, I think most of those were available. And if you follow that link that I posted in the chat, you can see what pieces were there and which pieces were available. I particularly like that the kid with the cap mask, huh? And the cat with the Thor helmet on. But that was $3,800, so out of my price range. But But some of the art was reasonably priced. I don't know what the price ranges were on all that stuff, but I did see Casper mention that it actually ends in August. I must be thinking of a different show that was ending later in the year. But what was it? Shows up until August 3rd. So so if you're in the LA area, I think it's a show you got to go to. But you can see the opening was very well attended. The Doom mask is $1,500. I know when I was looking at some of the pieces, they had pieces under 1,000, not many, but and I didn't check everything, just the pieces I was most interested in. What was it? There was like that the one with the what was it? Mjolnir and the goat. Oh, that was 1850. I like that one. That would look good on the wall. Anyway, so also Kazra shot a video as well. So it's similar, but definitely different. Catches it's kind of a different vibe, but equally as good. It's a bit longer. It's probably about 3 times as long as that one. But it really, I think Kazra walks the whole floor in this thing, so you don't miss anything. He's like got it all in there. So and it's crowded. It was like he had to push his way through a sea of people just to get into the gallery. But here, let's go ahead and take a look at his shots as well. And where is it? Here we go.
We're gonna try and find Lisa. conversation. When do you want to be ready?
There you go. Yeah, Discord. I got the link in there finally. So there was the invite for anybody who didn't know that we had a Discord. And I realize that it needs to be on CAF. It's there's a lot of things that need to be on CAF, but yes, that is certainly one of them. The Discord link. We'll get it there when we have a moment. But yes, it is out there. I should probably just link it into a lot of the daily emails that go out. People. I don't think we have the Discord link in our socials at the bottom of every email, but I'll talk with Colin and get that in there as well. I know a lot of people are in the Discord. I check it about once a month when I get pinged that I've been was mentioned in there, so I go check it out. But no, the app will not have a link to the Discord, not in version 1. Kaz would pay what? A lot of money for 10 more minutes of Lord of the Rings. Yes, he would. He is an addict. He definitely is an addict. But anyway, so there you have it. A great show, and we've been really fortunate the last few years. We had the Marvel exhibit, which still travels the globe. What else have we had? There was the Alex Ross exhibit, which I didn't realize. I know it was in in Kent or Akron for a while, and I forget where it is now, but it is in someplace south, Texas somewhere. So that's still traveling around. Again, we've been very lucky with the Spider-Man exhibit that was in San Diego before. So there's good exhibits out there, but we can use more. And I can definitely think that over time, we'll probably start playing a role in some of those. I'd like to think so. Maybe potentially having a few maybe virtual shows, things like that. I think there's a lot of opportunity to find new ways to get OA in front of people and give kudos to the creators and also spread the good word about OA collecting. So Stingray is a Lord of the Ring fan too. Okay, well, you guys will have something to talk about at whatever the next hangout is that we'll be all out together. Probably OAX, I imagine. As far as San Diego goes, I did want to mention that I am doing a panel on Saturday with several other collectors. I put the details in the email, so you'll get hit with that a couple more times. But if you're in the mood for a panel about original art collecting, I wouldn't say it's not one that you want to miss. It probably won't be anything that collectors who are used to the hobby will get anything out of, but I'm sure it will be a lively discussion one way or another. And I can tell you that I mailed a package to Mikhail so that I could have it when we get to San Diego. I sent him, I don't know how many shirts are in there, but pretty much the balance of the OAX large shirts that I have left, I shipped them to San Diego to Mikhail's house. So we will have those for free, for giving away for free if you can wear a large. Just saying. I know not everybody can fit into one, but I think we've got about 16, 17, 18. I have no idea how many there are, but we'll have them probably at Mike Berkey's booth. So after we are there, we get there on Thursday morning. So anybody that wants a OAX shirt, and hey, more the better, wear it at San Diego Comic-Con and let everybody know your true colors. That would be fun. But we will have them to give away, and because I'm quite certain we'll have a new OAX shirt design for 2025. Yeah, Matt says the Bowers Museum in Santa Ana has a art of manga exhibit still going on. That's cool. By the time Friday, Alberto, if you can wear a large, and I imagine you probably can wear a large T-shirt, I will set one aside for you. How's that? I will set one aside for you. But yeah, I'll do my best. Come on, they're not going to be hot. There's not going to be a sign saying free shirts or anything. I'm just letting all of you in the chat know that we have these shirts there. So, yeah, not sure who mentions there. What is Nick on a panel too? I know. Oh, that's true. Nick's been talking about the panels he's been on. Well, Jason, if you were on a panel and you had your own live stream show, you would probably be talking about it once a week as well. But there you have it. Where are the after parties at San Diego? Where is that? Where was it? There it is. That's the one. I don't know of any actually, Alberto, as far as after parties go. I don't think I know that Brian Peck, he has a dinner, so that's kind of a get together. I haven't been to it in a while, but he does still host them every year. I can't remember. I think he's moved those to the Marriott, although I could be wrong. Most of the stuff that happens in San Diego is kind of impromptu anyway. I I don't think there's a lot of structured meetups, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just not invited to any of them. Mikhail says, please don't forget medium size next year for your junior viewers. The funny thing is we might actually have a medium or two left, because we did order 5 or 6 because my girls are mediums. So if I have any mediums, I will, because I might only grab the large ones. I will definitely pack them, because at the end of the day, I want to be out. I still have a lot of OAX bags. I should have brought some of those, but those will probably just get donated somewhere. And Jason is giving laundry advice in the chat now. So there you have that. So look at the schedule, since we're talking about San Diego and a few other things here. Where the heck is my slide for the schedule? This Saturday, John Kurtz, not a name anybody's gonna know, but I guarantee you, especially if you have kids, you have seen his artwork a lot. He is he's worked on so many things, from Ed, and Eddie to Disney properties, Superman with old Viewmaster stuff. I mean, this guy has. I mean, he's got a 40+ year career in illustration for major IPs. So we're going to be showing some of his pieces, talking about his process. We'll have some pieces for sale as well. And he's actually always available for commissions. So those will be things that we talk about with John. But he reached out to me about a month ago, asking if CAF would be a place to market his artwork, because literally he's got 40 years worth of work. And again, he's one of those guys. He's basically like a house artist guy, right? He can draw in the Disney style. He can draw cartoony and right down to the squiggly Ed, and Eddie kind of characters, right? Monsters Inc. I mean, you name it, he can do it, and do it exactly, to the style guides. It's awesome. I think those guys are incredibly talented, and you see something like that, and we're even going to show some of his process videos of just how he does his work, and it's just funny. You watch it, and it's like, doggone, man, this guy can draw pretty much any major item, from Winnie the Pooh, and again, that's what I'm saying. You've seen this guy's stuff everywhere. I just thought he was just too interesting to pass up an opportunity to talk with him. So, I told him, sure, use CAF if, to market your stuff, put some stuff out there, see what people are interested in. And I told him right away, I'd love to do an interview with him. I would have been happy to do an interview with him without an art sale, but we just thought that we might as well show some pieces so you have an idea of what he has, because again, he has thousands of pieces of art that available. He's just not sure what people on CAF would be interested in. So again, if you're available this Saturday at 2, please tune in. It'll be an interesting chat, one that we've not had with any other creator like it before. Then what do we got next? We have a Hakes preview. I've got West Coast Avengers on after that. Then we'll be at San Diego. Steve Mussolino, Sarah Jane Blum will be back. Steve Crow. Well, here's the thing. I think with the Steve Crow interview and the Matt Tutulio interview on the 6th and the 13th of August, those are going to be run by Mr. Kazra Gambari, because I will be in Hawaii. I will do some of these, like the Sarah Jane Blum show, I will do that one. But the Tuesday interviews, Kazra's going to take over. I still will be running the Ed McGuinness and Jeff Moy interview and art sales. Those will be done very early in the morning for me, because we're 6 out. It'll be like 8 a.m. for me to be doing those art sales, but I will be in Hawaii doing those. I'll handle the prop store auction preview as well. So they'll be busy. But yeah, I've got a 2-week trip to Hawaii, but I plan to do a lot of work while I'm there. So it'll be a vacation and a bit of work all wrapped into one. But yeah, what else we got there? Right? We got the Michael McIsaac's going to be on. We've had him on Collector Conversations before, but he'll be back for a full-on interview with me. And we've got Richard Pace for an art sale. I've got Japan Comic Art Expo in September. I added Carl Sodergren to a Tuesday interview in September as well. Lots of stuff going on, and no breaks. And the thing is, pretty much after San Diego, I probably got 3 emails this week. People are wondering, when are we going to start talking about OAX? Because that's right around the corner. When are we going to be announcing new guests? talking about the stuff that we've got going on. Kazra and I have decided that we are going to hold off until after San Diego. So I guarantee you, like probably that week after San Diego, you're going to be hearing artist announcements, and we're going to start making bigger pushes on the ticket sales. I finally put a new masthead ad up the other day, just letting people know, that ticket sales are happening. But yeah, people want to know what guests are coming. This is not like Comic Art Con with, we have probably, well, we know, not probably, we have more dealers at our show than Comic Art Con or any of the West Coast shows or the New York Comic Art Expo. You're going to get that, but a lot of people who come to a show like ours want to know the creators that are going to be there. So I got 2 emails today from people. When are we going to let you know? Well, we will. We'll be doing that after San Diego. Will we be recruiting at San Diego? Marcus wants to know. No, I actually have no plans on doing any recruiting at San Diego. We talked to, and at Heroes we talked to a fair number of artists, but most of our conversations have been happening off, outside of shows. So I feel like pretty confident that 85% of the guests are already figured out. It's really kind of doing the fine tuning work and trying to figure out how do we fill the space with artists that we think everybody's going to be most interested in. But yeah, Margaret sees the Jeff Moy sale is on the schedule again. Absolutely. But let's see here. Hakes does have the cover to that one. That is very true. Hakes is very proud of their auction, by the way. If you guys haven't checked it out, we'll be doing the preview of their auction next Tuesday. But they really spent a lot of time at OAX talking with collectors and getting consignments. And I know typically, I think we're all very familiar with seeing about 90% of their artwork that they get is DC based. Well, a lot of it, I wouldn't say it's 50-50 yet, but there's a lot of Marvel art in this one, and they work their butts off to make this new auction, OA rich, and it is. I've actually gone back there a few times just to see where the bids are at and stuff. So, good for them. They've been advertising on CAF for a number of years now, and have just been working it and working with me, and I think it's finally all like paying off really well for them. So I'm really happy for them. Do the artists tell you when to sell OAX commissions? Corey wants to know. Not really. Honestly, if we're going to follow along with what we did last year, we really coordinate that with the artists. So, they know we discuss what we want to do pre-con wise with them. And I think by and large, we were the ones who worked out the schedules. At the end of the day, if somebody's going to be doing expensive pieces, like we had Sean Gordon Murphy doing those, the $10,000 commissions last year, we wanted to give Sean as much time as possible. So we did that in May. We had Adam Hughes did those really large ones, but those didn't even get sold, I think, until it was after San Diego last year, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even August. But so anyways, yeah, we want to give artists as much time as possible. So, and I know who we're going to be starting off with just because of what kind of commission levels some people are going to be offering. So yeah, there will be a lot of that. Again, you'll get tired of hearing about OAX, by the middle of the fall, I have a feeling. But yeah, what do we got here? Bootlegging as a habit says, tell the artist I'll be bringing my sketchbooks, skipping the $10,000 commissions though. That's okay, bootlegging. You don't, I skipped the $10,000 commissions too. I think the most I spent was, I think $600 was one. And then I had several $500 and 3 or 4 sub $400 pieces. So yeah. Corey's going to race to Wayshack. Hey, you and a lot of other people, because Wayshack will be back. Wayshack's been on fire of late, hasn't he? He's always done great work, but the fun thing is just seeing guys like John really get noticed for his work. And you get on a few high profile gigs, and that certainly helps. But John's style has always been there, and he's always been just incredibly talented, and he has a look and feel to his work like no other. So it's fun for me to see guys like him get their due. Are we going to have some fun on the August 14th? Yes, Jeff. You know what? I'm sorry. I actually didn't put that into the schedule, did I? I'm sorry. Jeff Dunn and Carl Choi will be doing a amateur match on the 14th. So I apologize. That needed to get added to the schedule. It is actually on my calendar, but I did not copy it over to the schedule. I'm sorry. But I'll work on that. I'll make sure it's in there for next week. I'm making a note of that because I do forget sometimes to put all those in there. I skip Wednesdays typically because that's in the past. Of course, it was always the dueling dealers and only dueling dealers, not triple X amateurs. But I have to let everybody know Matt DiTullio is going to be doing a make offer show next Wednesday, and I talked with Matt today. I think we'll probably get an email out either tomorrow or maybe Saturday. But what he's going to do is he's going to be adding some new artwork to his site in the next week leading up to that. And he's also going to be doing an art drop during the show. Very similar to what we did with Mike last night, where we just, we showed a lot of artwork. We took offers. I think we had about 10 pre-show offers in, which was pretty good. But yeah, it'll be a show similar in style to what we did with Berkey last night. And Mike ended up selling over $70,000 worth of art during that. So we were, pretty happy. We haven't, when was the last time we did one with Mike? It was probably over a month ago. But again, it's always good to see that. I think, we had a very strong sales week between Anthony's make offer show, the Simone DeMeo sales show, and then with Mike's show, I think we had somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't even know, somewhere around like 140,000 in sales. I think we sold more than eBay or Heritage last week. Don't tell them that. So yeah, pretty solid week at the end of the day. But yeah, anyway, so let me keep this thing moving. So man, I feel like I have a lot of, I have no artwork to open up. That's one thing. I think I'm going to be taking a hiatus from buying art for the next month or so. I got too many things going on, but I have absolutely no artwork to open. That's a shame. Maureen got a couple of her mystery sketches in, the last ones that she was due. I think, where did they come from? I think they came from Tatiana, and we actually got them almost 2 weeks ago, probably like right after the last show we did. So Maureen was not going to wait 2 weeks to open her artwork. But do I have it around here? Let's see. No. Oh, no, I do. Let's see. Nope. Only got one of them. She got like a Batgirl. So there you have that. I forget what the other piece was. It was a Rob. Oh, that's right. It was a Robin piece that was for Gwen. So that was by Mr. Krager, and I can't remember who did the Robin piece, but yeah, we finally got. So now we're done. We got all our mystery sketches in, and everything is accounted for. Nick Forst, you sent me an email, and I have not replied to you. I will get back to you on that, and definitely reach out to the gentleman with the Kickstarter, because it sounded like a really cool idea and something that I'd love to talk to them about. So, but just my to-do list is massive. I was contacted by another collector who wants to do a make offer show, and I think we're going to have something scheduled after San Diego for that as well. And I was contacted through Facebook today by someone who I worked with in the past doing a art drop. They want to do another show, and I definitely need to get back to them. I totally forgot to reply to them. I saw it come in, and so I am inundated with stuff. I'm falling behind. So it is what it is. So all right, let me keep this thing going, because I want to get Chris in here so we can do our weekly picks and all that. But we got a couple other things to look at. We have a dramatic reading and a weekly flip. So I think we should just dive into those. So dramatic reading from Derek Crabb. Now it's a little jittery because his video was smaller, so I had to scale it up a little bit. So the video is a little weird, but the audio is perfect. And I teased it. This is like, if we were to ever do karaoke at OAX one evening, and I know Kezra's cringing right now. But Derek Crabb should be the opening act, because he's actually a really good singer, and you're going to learn that right now when you see this Transformers bit that he does the dramatic reading for.
The Lost Light. Earlier. I repeat, will Swerve please report to the bridge? That was your first and last, please.
What's up?
We're being chased by a planet.
Cool. sorry, what?
Mainframe spotted it 10 minutes ago. Whenever we accelerate, it accelerates too.
Hey, that's what's-your-face. That's Earth. I recognize the color scheme. What's it doing all the way out here? And what's Swerve got to do with it?
We tried making contact and we got nothing back. So we started combing the airwaves for noise, messages, threats, distress signals. We found something. One signal, one message. Barely a minute long, but on a constant loop. Blaster?
I feel I should warn you. What you're about to hear, it's very catchy.
Making your way on a quest today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all that war stuff sure would help a lot. Maybe one day we'll find the nights, but till then you wanna go down to D-Deck and to Swerve. You'll have more fun than you deserve. You wanna go where Megs won't go, where the drinks all taste the same. You wanna go where 10 can't even say your name.
Oh my goodness. I was I was so very happy when I got to watch that. So Derek Crabb, you're amazing. And yes, if we do if we do have a karaoke, Derek will be first in line to sing. So thank you very much, Derek, for doing that. I think that's Derek's second one. So yes, anybody wants to do a dramatic reading, you're more than welcome to do one. Send it in to me. Email me. I'm happy to give you instructions on how to do it. But wow, yeah, that was really good. Yes, Margaret, you got that right. Encore. See, we have some talented folks in the chat here. Fans of the show that love to contribute, and we all knew. Derek's always been doing that, though. That's why do you think he's called the professor? He is a fount of knowledge, but he is amazing in many other ways that we didn't know. So thank you for that, Derek. So next, I have a weekly flip. We haven't gotten one of these in a while. I think the last flip we got was from Tim Guerrero. That was probably over a month ago. So I'm very happy. Rick W., who is in the chat all the time and keeping us in stitches as always. He and Marcus, I think, are neck and neck with their puns and whatnot. But yeah, we get a weekly flip from him with the help of his son handling the videography of this. So this was kind of cool. I mean, I think some of the work is already on CAF, of course, but it's always nice to see the pieces in person and hear why the individual likes them. So here, let me go ahead and get this thing queued up and rolling. And here we go.
Hey, what's up? This is a weekly flip for Comic Art Live, one of my portfolios, original comic book art. This here is a page from Vigilante number 35 by Chuck Patton. Oversized page. Good action page. This here is a page from Savage Tales number 10, one of my first art purchases way back when. Neil Adams inks, Russ Heath pencils on that one. And this is a page from Cerebus number 1, Dave Sim. First appearance of Cerebus the Aardvark. This here was a commission from John Toddleben of Swamp Thing versus Batman. These were the pencils that he made a print of, and then this is the finished pen and ink version. Crazy detail. Took him about a year. This one's Ms. Mystic. Dan Barry pencils with some Neil Adams layouts, and that one had Brian Garvey inks with a little bit of inking from Neil. This one here is John Sable Freelance number 4 cover by Mike Grell. Tom Mandrake Grimjack pinup. This one's a Gerardo Zeffino Hawkman cover. John Buscema, Ernie Chan, Conan page. This was the promotional poster for Scout by Timothy Truman. This was a Warlord Green Arrow crossover issue. Dan Jurgens and Dick Giordano inks. This one here's a Bill Sienkiewicz Demon Bear New Mutants number 20 page. Death of the Demon Bear. Magic on it. This one here I just recently got. It's the cover to Cerebus number 52. First issue of Cerebus I ever bought. New at the comic book store. American Flag number 2 cover by Howard Chaykin. Looks like it needs to fill some pages there. This was Star Slayer number 14 cover, Timothy Truman's first comic book cover. He started it, didn't like how it was looking, and switched to the duo shade board. Amazing results on the printed version. And cover to Star Slayer number 15 by Tim Truman, also duo shade. And this was the cover to the first edition, which was a promotional newsletter from First Comics promoting Star Slayer, Tim Truman. This one actually predates number 14, so this technically could be Tim Truman's first cover, but it's not really a comic book cover. And he was going to originally do it for the cover to number 16, but he changed his mind and they used it for this instead. But I do like this better than the actual number 16 cover they did use. This is a t-shirt, Star Slayer and Grimjack, First Comics t-shirt by, I think it was Graffiti back in the day. Star Slayer number 18 cover, Grimjack meets Star Slayer. First Grimjack on a comic book cover. And a page from that issue by Tim Truman. Star Slayer number 18. Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing page with Abby and Matt Cable. Warlord number 3, all Mike Grell, pencils, inks, and writing. Battle page. And the cover to Warlord number 48. And then some more Truman, Star Slayer, miscellaneous pages, early stuff. Love early Truman. Nice splash page right there with Torin McKeon and his motley crew. Here we have a Rick Leonardi Cloak and Dagger page. And a Barry Windsor Smith Conan number 14 page, first appearance of Elric of Melnibone. And another first appearance page, Reuben Flag, American Flag number 1, all Howard Chaykin. And a Cerebus the Aardvark number 74, Cerebus the Pope with Jaka and Gerhard backgrounds. Dave Sim did the figures. And Eddie Barrows, Teen Titans page with Cyborg and Starro Invasion. Amazing detail on that. Calf Live event purchase there. And Butch Guys, aka Jackson Guys, doing 2 pages from Heavy Metal with Tarna. And that is all. Thanks for looking.
Yeah, that is a high level weekly flip. Oh my goodness, there's too much great art in that thing. Holy mackerel! Thanks for yes. And Mikhail said thank you. Everybody's saying thank you for sharing. Rick, there's some crazy stuff. Leonardi Cloak and Dagger, the Barry Windsor Smith Conan that you could have lingered on for just a little bit longer. And all the amazing Tim Truman artwork. I can tell you, there's actually a couple pieces of Tim Truman artwork in the Weekly Heritage auction because I picked one of them to feature. So yeah, what were they? I think they were like scout pages or something like that. But nice stuff, nice, relatively early stuff. Not as early as yours though. And daggone it, man. We need Rick to do a few more of those because the thing is, we see Rick pick up a piece here or there, and he definitely posts it to CAF regularly. But you kind of forget all of the amazing artworks that he does have in his collection. And seeing the Geis Tarna heavy metal piece, I remember Rick actually had gifted one to me because I was commenting on how he got like the best pages from that, and he sent me one as well. So I'd forgotten about that, but Rick, thank you. I was reminded when I looked at that. Oh yeah, and the Demon Bear. Oh yeah, he just turns the page and there's a Sienkiewicz New Mutants 20 Demon Bear, Death of Demon Bear page. I mean, come on, for crying out! Are you kidding me? Yeah. So exactly, I know that's insane, absolutely insane, and thank you, Rick, for doing that. That was great. And again, remember everybody, we love it. We call them weekly flips, and I think we're on. That might have been the 40th flip that we've ever shown. We've been doing weekly flips for over 2 years now. So obviously, we don't do them weekly at all. But for those of you, if you want to film it, please. We would appreciate you doing that. And you just have to shoot me an email, bill@comicartfans.com, and we'll set up how to transfer the file to me. And we'll put it up here and we'll play it for everybody. And then we post those as standalone video clips on the channel too. So it has a life of its own after the fact. I know. How do you follow that one, says Corey? Well, we all love our art. It is what it is. So you'll talk as you will about your own collections, and it's okay. You don't have to. It's not the well, no, I want you to go there. Bottom line is we all can do that. We can do a flip. You're not on camera. Like in that case, I think Rick said he had his son holding his phone up doing the filming for him. So everybody can do one of those. And I mean, heck, Jason D'Ambrosio, he even did a calf cribs video. If you remember, he got one of those done. So everybody can do one. And yes, I can see everybody wants to see another flip from Rick. Yes. All right. So to be continued. Yeah, you've got that right, Chris. I still, Maureen and Gwen have been threatening for the longest time to redo the art on the walls because they felt like I put too much order into them by lining them up like that, and because they pretty much carried the line over, and they like the way it was when I was in Ohio, where I literally had just nailed things up there as I went, and it kind of had a bit of a more spontaneous feel to it. So that it could happen one day, maybe when Gwen is Gwen's like full on in her Full Sail schooling now. I think she's only got like 2 more months left to go, and she'll technically have finished her degree program with Full Sail. But I think she's going to be going back and doing another couple of years there. But either way, she doesn't have time. So I think her and Maureen have got to come in here and tackle that kind of stuff. T. Gleason says he wants to see an Anthony Cribs video. That's actually not a bad idea. We know his bedroom is lined with artwork. Although Anthony, if you're watching, we would love for you to submit a calf cribs video. Bedroom too, if you're up for it. That might be a little too personal, but we know that from the many shows that we've done with Anthony that he has art all over his household. So, all right, I'm making a note of that. I'll ask him about it. Anthony doesn't miss an opportunity too often if we tell him we want him to do something for the show. But a Cribs video with Anthony would be spectacular. So, uh, what did you do? I was commenting on how you did a calf cribs video back in the day, Jason, and how it's easy to do, and you've done a couple flips as well. So if you can do it, everybody can do it, right? I mean, that's all. I wasn't trash talking you at all. You won. Yeah, Jason won. Anyway, so moving right along, we can move over to what do I have next? Oh, okay. So I'm sorry, I'm reading a text from my son. He's uploading some videos for me as we speak. But I've actually got a Page I Love segment this time around from Kevin Sharp. This time it's who's the artist this time? Mark Lamey is the artist, who I believe we've had Mark on. I think we had Mark on a panel early on during Comic Art Live. I think John Suntress might have interviewed him for one of the weekend panels. I don't recall, but I swear Mark's been on the channel. I know that, and I definitely know that I did not interview him. And if I didn't interview him, John's about the only other person that could have. So everybody's good. Yeah, Jason, don't worry, man. Your prize will be in the mail next week. I promise you. So yeah, I've actually been waiting. I have a Mannix piece that, I mean, you guys saw me open up on the channel that I haven't posted to my calf gallery. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning. But and it's not the sketch card that I got from the other show. It's something else. But at any rate, yes. So we have a Page I Love segment. Not too long. This one was short. And there's a couple other funny ones coming up. There's actually, I won't give it away, but Kevin and I actually have to figure out. We have to find the artwork that that this person talked about. Patton Oswalt did an interview with Kevin, and he didn't give him the scan or anything, but he talked about it. And he did say it was an end page, so I think it's not going to be too hard for us to find it. But it was a good interview, and so yes, we actually will have one of these Page I Love segments with Patton Oswalt sometime in the future, but it'll only be after Kevin and I can figure out which issue and page Patton was talking about. But we will find it. But Mark Lamey is the subject of this one, so let me go ahead and play that. And I think you'll enjoy it.
Hey, comic art fans, this is Kevin Sharp with another edition of A Page I Love, and today my guest is artist Mark Laming, whose most recent project is Eden from Humanoids. Mark, welcome to Comic Art Live, and thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Kevin. Thank you.
Please tell us the artist and the book that you've chosen a page from today.
Well, the artist is a French artist called Matthew Laffray, whose work I've loved for a good few years. I first saw his work on a book called Long John Silver at a convention, and I fell in love with his work from there and have done a deep dive on him since then. Mostly his books tend to be either horror or swashbuckling pirate adventure, which is kind of my bag.
How did you narrow down on where you particularly look as far as what we're talking about today?
It was so hard. I mean, there was so much stuff I could have talked about. There, there's Alex Toth books I love. I almost did Chris Samney. I almost did Edwin Bivik. And they could have been Batman Year One. There's tons of stuff, but I thought it'd be more interesting to do something that maybe people haven't seen before.
Mission accomplished. I'm just going to speak for the audience. If not all the audience, then probably the majority of them, and that's what makes a pick like this so fun. Let's, to pardon the pun, dive in. Tell us about, just as a big picture here, when you look at this as a whole, what was it about this particular page that made it your pick?
Okay, it's the first page of his newest series, Raven, which is another pirate book after Long John Silver. And it's one of those ones where you drop into the middle of the story. I always like books that start with meanwhile, or the equivalent. I like being dropped into the middle of a story and having to see where it ties out. So the main character, the protagonist, is attached to a huge anchor at the bottom of the sea, obviously about to drown. It's beautifully drawn, which really helps. I mean, I think he's one of the best draftsmen in comics. I'm a huge fan of European comics anyway, but it has everything I like about Belgian French comics in terms of cartooning, and it's got that beautiful, clear but kind of quite messy, almost Sienkiewicz kind of inking to it, but not quite, or Klaus Janson, but there's still something slightly more bouncy about it than that.
I almost thought Fraser Irving for a second.
I can see Fraser's work there, yeah. Every single panel is beautiful. I mean, you've got the drama of the first panel, which is the guy at the bottom of the seabed attached to by cables to the anchor that's been dropped, and then it's just build up of panic on his face when he realizes the situation he's in. He's either coming because it's not explained whether or not he's coming to or he's already accepting his fate. I just think it's masterful storytelling. The sort of stuff that you sit there and go, I just appreciate every single line you've put down.
I know you mentioned, swashbuckling. You're a fan of the subject matter, but as far as the artistry, is there something about his work overall that you could point to as a general strength?
It's difficult because he does a lot of things that I like. So there's the strength of the figure drawing's great, but there's great cartooning in the faces, and there's really great expressions in the way that somebody like Chris Samney straddles the line between being quite cartoony, but also having, he'll hate me saying that I said that his work was cartoony, but it's the easiest way to describe what I mean. I would say it's a bouncy line, but to really let people know what I mean, I think cartoony or Alex Toth-like is perhaps a useful reference. But it's having that. It's wonderfully dynamic, but without being Jack Kirby, It doesn't have, it's not punching off the page, but it is dynamic and it moves.
Well, we really appreciate you going with such a deep cut, Mark, and I think you've given viewers who are interested in seeing more of this artist's work a lot of back catalog to look through. You've certainly given me some homework, and it's the fun kind of homework.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm sorry it's in French. But, it's the comics that I read with a French-English dictionary with me, because my French is okay, but it's not brilliant.
Well, let me turn it over to you now, Mark, and please tell the viewers about Eden and where they can find it and what to be expecting if they pick it up.
It's a dystopian future sci-fi family story with a touch of survivalism and lots of interesting characters. One of the main protagonists is an 11-year-old girl who also happens to be a little bit psychotic, but she's a lot of fun. It starts off set in dystopian Paris and ends up being on board a large spacecraft ferrying people from Earth to a new land that's been found, which is a better Earth, hence the name Eden.
Very cool. And people can find that out now from Humanoids. Thank you so much again for joining us, taking the time, and your thoughtfulness with the art pick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to both Kevin and to Mark for that. So I saw Marcus and Rick Welch, of course, found the anchor emoticons or whatever the hell they are in the chat. So thank you for finding those. It's very, very well put in here. Too bad you didn't find like a drowned sailor to add to that, but you go like you go. Does he own the page? No, I don't think most of the people that we talk to own any of the pages that they like to talk about, but that's okay. They don't have to own them as long as they just appreciate them, right? So what was this? Patents, Parks and Recs filibuster is legend. That is true, Mikhail. So yeah, it'll be cool to get Patton on here as well. But like I said, we're going to have to work on that a little bit because we have to find the page first. All right. So we've got, Chris Snork is in the green room, ready and raring to go. And I've got a really important question for Chris. So let's bring him in here. I won't even play his intro because I'm too curious to find out.
An important question.
It's an important question. Did you go to
my curiosity piqued?
Did you go to 7-Eleven today? Because it is, the 7-Eleven and get your.
We don't have 7-Elevens here.
Oh, shoot, man.
No. You know what? I take that back. There's one in town, and the likelihood of me being shot or stabbed there is really high.
Work does not let you go to that 7-Eleven.
No, my insurance company advised against it.
All right. Well, around here, the 7-Elevens are, they're like Wawas, right? They're decked out. They're
We don't have
nice.
Wawa either.
See, well, you're
So we
missing
have
out.
Quick Trip.
Okay. Well, I didn't go to 7-Eleven to get my Slurpee either, but I did go last year. Because Maureen, she reminded me at like 10 a.m. today. She's like, "You got to take the girls," and I'm like, "I'm too busy. You got to take the girls for Slurpees today." So when it went back to her, then it didn't happen. But I did it last year when I was
You pulled the
dating.
Uno reverse card.
Yeah, and the thing is, we went there late in the afternoon, and every tap was dry except for like it was like a tropical banana black.
Yeah.
But the girls still filled it up and drank it. They didn't care.
Huh?
So, all right.
It's actually KWIK, Jason. Quick Trip.
Somebody should have reminded him. He would have been there. He probably would have hit it every 7-Eleven in Jersey
In the area.
to get his free Slurpees. But anyway, I miss out on doing that. But we're actually going to go to Disney tomorrow. We're meeting with the app developer for dinner. Kazer's going to swing by.
Oh.
We're going out, and it's a place near Disney. So we were going to. I said, well, if we're going to be going to Disney for dinner, we might as well take half a day and
rep it.
go to the parks too. Yeah, so it'll be good. We're going to go to Animal Kingdom. Our favorite rides are there, and we love. There's an Everest ride where a Yeti tries to reach out and get you right at the end, and it's a roller coaster. You can go backwards on it and stuff.
Pretend it's Sasquatch from Alpha Flight.
Yes, exactly. So how's your week? Or 2 weeks been? You had the holiday off. Did you have a good time?
I'm doing very well. Yep. I've been drinking for several hours. So, to viewers at home, put the kids to bed.
Yes. Well, there you go. I don't drink until after the show. That's probably a good thing. I already slur enough and say more often times.
As the adjunct addition to the show, I don't abide by those rules.
No, you don't. It's okay. You don't have to. But usually probably makes the show a little bit more fun.
We'll see.
Everybody's asking about my cat. Well, no, we've spent a lot of time looking for the cat, and we live actually literally next to this big nature preserve. It's like, and I even drove the van down there about an hour before the show started because I was like, that's like one of the few places we haven't gone to. But I'm thinking the cat's not stupid. Cats are going to stay around people. They're going to stay around buildings, right? I mean, they're not going to go into the literal wilderness where there are bobcats and things that are bigger than it.
You have panthers down there, right? Or like they're like a small panther, some kind of swamp. Yeah.
There's I forget what they're called, but we definitely have bobcats. I know that. And but the thing that bothers us is like literally no trace. It's like if there was a trace, we'd kind of have an understanding. You have no closure when there's like literally nothing. I've walked. Our property is like 2.5 acre parcels that are fenced off, and so I've walked that other one because that's where they usually would go. It's just go in there and come back. I literally did did the whole walkthrough on that thing and nothing, not even a hair. So it's like, where did it go? How did they disappear? You can't just disappear down here. So anyways, it is what it is. But we are taking the day off tomorrow because we've run.
Okay. Well,
So all right. So you had a good vacation. I had a good vacation. There was a fair amount of great work that was posted last week. So we're sorry that we didn't get to review it. But
there was good stuff. I was compelled to look at it because that's my way. And I was like, ooh, I would have picked that. I would have picked that. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I had picked that, there was a Frank Miller Sin City piece that I really liked. And so yes, there's a lot of stuff that we didn't get to talk about. And it's funny, I hate to say it. You only sent me 9 pieces. I picked 10. I ended up picking one of yours, so I only have 9. So we're actually missing out on hitting.
Did I do 9?
Yeah, you only had 9 in your email, and I didn't notice it until I was setting up the windows for our show tonight. So,
I apologize. I feel like I could have had 12.
There was a lot of good stuff in there. I mean, I picked some easy ones, and then I skipped over some things that would have been obvious choices. But anyway,
anybody who got a like from me this week, I probably meant to pick your piece, and if I didn't, just know that I meant to.
Jason says we suck.
Screw you, Jason.
Yeah.
Fight me.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll start off like we always do with the heritage stuff that I picked out, and so I do think I have 10 there. So what do we got? We're starting off with a Mark Bagley, Tom
Oh,
Palmer, Moon Knight page. This is from issue 25. This is just awesome. You know,
yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Dude,
I don't even,
Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
what's that?
Yeah. Danny
Yeah.
Ketch Ghost Rider.
Ah, look at that. Who are? Yeah, that's shoot. I even like that first panel. I mean, it's just it's sweet. So yeah, this one's what, it's at 330 already. It was like at $1 when I pulled this thing up.
That's Bagley?
I know. I was a little surprised too. I didn't know Bagley had done any Moon Knight, but I guess so. You can tell the Palmer inks for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's nice. It's got, yeah, it does have a skull on it, Marcus. I know. I can't have it here in the house, but very nice page there. Then I picked a Wallywood canon page because there's no naked women on it, right? No, there isn't any. All right, so that's why I felt I could show it. You know, it's not like it's a I really want to get a Wallywood canon strip one day, and I want it with a naked woman on it, at least one panel.
We're cool with hand grenades, but naked ladies.
Exactly. But I mean, I thought this was fun. All the booms and the birds and the zings, ows, and all that stuff. Still, you know, but it's Wallywood canon. And one day I will have a canon strip in my collection. I don't think I'll probably ever own anything else by Wallywood because like all the other stuff I like, you know, is much older and science fiction-y.
Kirby Wood, Sky Masters.
All right, Kirby Wood. But don't look, you see where those are going now?
I know. We missed the boat.
I know when they were $5,000 and they were good. Yeah, I was like, oh, they'll always be around. But now they're like 12 to 15 to get the good ones, to get them in space. And so, yeah, I think
you said to me a long time ago, Bill, if you don't buy it now, it's never going to be that price again. I think about that often.
There you go. I know. I mean, I didn't live by my own advice either, but fortunately, canon pieces I think are still affordable. I think they're, you know, I mean, probably with like this one, I don't know what it should end at 3. I don't know. Who knows? I don't pay that close attention to it, but I still haven't seen a good canon strip go for, you know, much more than 5 at Heritage. So I feel like, and you know, these are big pieces, right? I mean, they're literally on like 18 by 24. I mean, this is 2 boards, it looks like, but when they're on 1, I mean, they're massive. So yeah. So there you have that one. There's that. I don't even need to talk about it. It's just it's a wood canon strip. Then this one's Troy Nixie. This is a Hulk. Just if only this was the thing, man.
I remember this.
Look at this thing.
This is a commission, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely it wasn't a published piece. I love Troy Nixie stuff. And
he went through this period where he was doing commissions when he was at Inky Knuckles. Mm-hmm. And like every single one he would put out, people were like, oh my God, what? Like, what? Who is Troy Nixie? Why is he doing this? You know, and this is one of those. This is from that period.
Well, I actually emailed with Troy and Yo Curry after Heroes, and I let them know that, you know, whenever they're ready to do their Kickstarter, I think they're doing it as a Kickstarter for that book. I can't remember the name of it right now. I said, you guys have an open invite to come on the channel and talk about it. So cool. So they were both like really excited because I'd asked Yo once before if he'd join me, and I think at the time he didn't want to, but we can talk, you know, I'll be able to get him on the channel. We can talk about his Kickstarter. And again, getting Troy Nixie on is going to be fun because I've never gotten a chance to talk with him. So love his work. Then what was this one? Oh, that's right. Alex Nino. This was like some cover artwork to something I had never heard of before. But I did.
Sargon the Sorcerer?
Yes. Sargon. Is that what it is? Yeah, Sargon. I don't know what that is. Sorry. I hate to say it, but I don't. But I thought this piece was beautiful. I mean, it's funny, you know, I know this is, you know, it's almost like the main character is so kind of, I wouldn't say like thought of the least in this piece, but I love these guys in the tiger costumes, right? I mean,
the visual weight on the tigers is like much higher than the main character.
Exactly. I mean, he's done such a crazy good job on this. The composition is drop dead perfect. And I just love this piece when I saw it. You know,
like arcs up, and then this guy, like the tiger in the foreground, like folds you in back towards the main character.
Yeah, this is, and what year was this? This is I'm gonna have to close this thing to find out. 1973. So
Nice.
50 plus years old, and it's a beautiful illustration.
So I don't want anybody to take this as a plug or anything, but I think Alex Dino is taking commissions now.
Really?
I'm not like 100% sure, but I saw something on Instagram and I was like, he's taking commissions. So I don't know. That's out there.
Check out his Instagram. That would be cool. I've always loved his work. But yeah, this is a nice piece. I don't know much about it, but I like it. Then this one, everybody's gonna be like, Bill, why in the hell did you pick this?
Oh.
But again, awesome Zek, Spidey black costume, and Captain America. Now I'm thinking, now I don't know what it's gonna go for, right? Because it's all faded. But the thing was, I don't know if everybody noticed that that piece that Steve Davidge had posted to Cap. He had a faded Cap piece that he went to John Beatty at OAX and asked John to ink it, and John said he wouldn't do it. He didn't want to ruin the integrity of it, but he took it to Bob McLeod. Bob McLeod had no problem. Bob's obviously has inked Zek before on some pretty memorable
This is still there, though.
It is still there. It is still there. But I was putting it out there because A, it's still there. But B, if somebody ever wanted to, go through the process of potentially getting it inked, I mean, that you'd have a willing person to kind of go in there and touch it up. And
I personally, I wouldn't touch this. I think this is amazing as is.
I would agree.
Like,
but
I mean, yes, it's faded in parts, but like, honestly, Spidey kind of like blocks in Cap a little bit.
I know I mean,
I don't know.
If this thing was pristine, it would. I mean, everybody'd be crawling over themselves to get this thing. If it wasn't faded at all. But that's why I think, it's a piece that might be up for that. And I know, just get there. So there are people who would say, don't do it. In this case, I mean, the piece is fading, right? I mean, those lines are just going to continue to deteriorate a bit. I mean, I don't know. It's not dated, right? No, it's not dated. But look, even his signature is going away. So I don't know. That's my opinion.
Something it looks like.
I don't know. Is there? No, I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry, Zach. I thought it said 2006 or something.
It does look like there could be something.
Yeah.
There, right. I don't know. I don't think I mentioned it in the. It just says 80s, 1980s. But either way. All right. I just wish it was perfect. Then hey, you don't see too many Lone Wolf and Cub illustrations out there at all. And I just was like, well, it's rare to point one out, right? So Goseki Kojima, right? I'm probably butchered that. But again, I don't think I've seen one of these ever in all the times that I've been featuring stuff for Heritage. So
well, also, when do you see something that's just like Daigoro and not like a bunch of blood and a bunch of dead dudes? Yeah.
Yes, because I do actually have a Lone Wolf and Cub pick later on, and there's lots of gore and death in that. So yeah, this is actually nice. So what did Rick Welch say? Ink a blue line of it, keep it original. All right, Rick, you've got a good point there.
I mean, if you hide it away, it'll hold up a while longer.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's out there, everybody. That Zek piece. I liked it a lot. I would want to do something to it probably, but and I know that I normally would not say that. I've been totally against ever going back in.
I mean, it is a commission. It's not like it's a published piece. So that I feel like gives you a little latitude to have something done to it, but
exactly. And the thing is, having seen someone do that, right?
Yeah.
Seeing Steve do it and seeing how great a job Bob did on it.
Yeah.
That's why I said it. So, all right, just flip it and let the next guy worry about it.
Jesus,
All right.
Marcus.
So this one, I read the title of it and it was like, Uncanny X-Men Pro Action 2. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Apparently it was some pro football thing, and it's an end page. I just thought, Pacella, Bomber, and a nice
Gambit Rogue.
Yeah, a nice end page. Look at, those last two panels are nice. I don't know why they're like running at each other like they're out of control, but
they're going to make out.
Yeah, more than likely. They're just trying to find a nice quiet place in the jungle. Man, but anyway, I like the piece. I know we got some X-Men fans in the audience, one or two.
Couple.
So there you have it. They were inserts in a football magazine. Okay, the football dialogue was hilarious. Okay, I'm not familiar with it, Robert, but thank you. very
So
interesting.
Gambit roots for the Saints, I'm gonna guess, and I don't know. Rogue is that's like college football territory. She's an SEC gal.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It was a comic included in their magazine. Okay. Knock off X-Men pages. Okay. What else did I pick here? This was from Paul Kirchner. There were 2 heavy metal illustrations. I just thought this was like a fun.
Oh, I
piece.
love this.
Isn't it? I mean, I thought this was fantastic. And the next piece is just equally as good, but without any figures in it. But I thought this was slick. I mean, I don't know.
Man, it's so clean.
The bus. Yeah, I love it. I mean, I love the cross hatching. It's just a beautiful, beautiful illustration. And no, are they? Oh, are they paste ups? I didn't even read it. Do they only do
I
one
don't
bus?
think so. The bus is like advancing, and well,
Yeah, but I don't know. It looks like there's a line here. Oh, but that's okay. It still doesn't matter. I still like it.
It's production art.
Exactly. And then where was? Let me see here. The other piece. Yeah, it'll show it. Okay, just something funky.
Ooh.
Look at that. I think this is awesome.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Same here. Look at that. I didn't really even look at the gag, but I like it. But anyways, there you go. So
Everybody's pissed that the bus has stopped. I love it.
Yeah, I've been in lines like traffic jams like that before. You didn't know the bridge had collapsed. Yeah. But $80 on so far for two illustrations that appeared in heavy metal. So that's cool. And then my last piece, Tim Truman. This is from what was it, Scout War Shaman. Yep. And again, I'm pretty confident there's 2 pages from this one. Both were about the same as this just solid, nice.
That's so good.
$32, but yeah, I might throw a bid in on here. I actually
doesn't this remind you of like Blueberry or
yeah.
It's
funny. I never even thought about that, but yeah, definitely. I'm curious about the other page now. Let's see what was this one.
$32. Wake up, people.
Yeah, look at this one. This one's just as nice.
Even more European comics here.
Yeah, that's funny, isn't
Those
it?
first 2 panels?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's great.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling we might be in competition with Rick on this one, but but that's okay. I love Tim Truman stuff. I still have yet to ever own anything by Tim, and I've always admired his work. So yeah. So there you go. We don't get too many of these in the weekly auctions from Heritage.
Those are both cool. Yeah.
Yes, they were. Now we can switch over to the EXP. I haven't seen Nick Nick's out to dinner again. I think I actually he's out to dinner every night. That man is.
He's like, I'm at Mastro's. I'm gonna go to Mastro's for a change. I'm like, oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, he is living it up. But I think he's got some panels at San Diego as well. But he has I don't know what's going on, but he's been doing a lot of kind of changing up the way he promotes his show on YouTube. He's been changing the show graphics and the write-ups. And there's certain things that I've been thinking about, like redoing in the way I handle like the show titles and some of the graphics and stuff. But I just don't have time to break the mold yet. But I've been watching him do it, and so it's out there. Well, I know it's not him. He's got a crack design team that has.
There you go. There you go. His heart probably looks like a ribeye at this point.
That's probably true. I'm envious because we don't get to have steak around the house anymore. Everybody's anti. They're on diets that don't allow.
Oh, Bill.
I know it totally sucks. They went away a month ago, and I bought 2 packs of steaks. I think I had steaks for 4 straight.
Come to Wisconsin. Let me ruin your life for a weekend.
Oh man! All right, well, let's take a look and see what Nick has for sale tomorrow on the EXP.
Everybody, this Friday, I was about to say February 12th, but it's July 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Original Art Experience. Before we go any further, hit that thumbs up. Remember to share once you watch the whole video. Sharing is caring. And a quick shout out, thank you to everybody who watched this past Friday show with Spencer. It was a good show, and it was fun. But let's talk about this upcoming show. So, we have Sal Buscema, Incredible Hulk 262. We have a 3-page sequence, page 15, 16, and 17 with the Dire Wraith. Really cool story. This will be sold as one item. Then I have Eddie Barrow's Justice League 45, page 17. What an awesome splash that is. Then we have Freedom Fighters number 3 by Eddie Barrows. The cover, gorgeous. Then we have Rick Burchett and Terry Austin, Betty and Veronica digest cover. Now, I've got 3 potential John Romita Jr. covers. We're going to... Here's the deal. We have Daredevil 6 cover, the pencils and the blue line inks. We have original X-Men variant cover, the pencils and the blue line inks. And we have this Daredevil cover by John Romita Jr. and Scott Hanna. We are only going to... I'm going to show all 3. First one that gets sold, that's it. I cannot sell too much John Romita Jr. because you guys know how much I love John Jr.'s art. I love JR. So whoever buys one, claims one, that'll be it. So we're shooting this on a Monday, so I didn't really get to prep, but I thought I would pull the bigger items. We will still have our introductory priced items, a piece or two under $100. It'll be fun. So this Friday, July 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And again, hit that thumbs up, share. Sharing is caring. See you then.
There you go. Sharing is caring. Hit that thumbs up, everybody, if you haven't done that already. I don't think I've reminded people of that, but
I love that Nick is like, I'm keeping some of this.
Right. I'm only going to sell one.
I really respect that.
He's I can't imagine the amount of artwork that Nick has. I mean, as far as someone who's not a dealer, he must have the most art of any collector on the planet, because he's been buying for 40 years practically, and he probably has more art than he knows about what he has in his collection. I just think that's awesome. I wish
there's a Krebs or a Flip.
Yeah,
holy balls.
That's right. I mean, can you imagine? He could do a flip a week and probably fill 10 years worth of
forever.
The thing is, but that would be cool. Have him actually put together some flips of stuff that he's never put in his calf. I mean, remember we did that show.
He won't sell.
Yes, that he will not sell.
Yeah, permanent collection shit.
He could, gift his art to he could basically start his own museum.
I hope he does.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, yeah, he's somebody who could do it.
Like one portfolio of stuff, permanent collection stuff. That'd be fun.
He sells a lot. Well, he sells a lot, but it's not. But yeah, he's not selling near enough.
And some of it's Spencer's, some of it's
exactly. Some are a lot. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea, but I've always felt like most of the artwork is probably in some way or another. It's not all Nick's. But yeah, whatever. Hey, it is what it is. I'm not selling artwork that is mine when I'm doing sales shows around here. I'm always helping somebody else sell their stuff. So, all right, let's get on with this thing. We got the CAF update next, and it was for the week of July 1st through the 7th. And as usual around the holidays, most places kind of take a hiatus. Even the dealers had 2 consecutive weeks that they were right around 200,000. I think it was 208 the week we didn't do a CAF update, and it was what? $200,090 the last week with the July 4th week. So what was it? Romita Man had 80,000 in sales. Will had 47. Felix had 25. Anthony had 20, and Albert had 13. That about makes up almost all of it, like 80% of the sales that happened that we can track. So top 6 sales from dealers last week. Let's check it out. A very nice Bernie Wrights and Swamp Thing 8-page. This one was sold by Mr. Berkey. Asking price on this one was $45,000. But boy, that is a nice looking page.
Ooh, that content.
Yeah. Take it easy, old fella. Then, hey, I think I saw this on CAF recently.
Sure did.
Captain America 102 splash from 1968, my birth year, everybody. Jack Kirby Sid Shores, $35,000 asking price on that beauty. Then, oh my goodness, I like this one. This is from Thor. Look at this. Thor 224, John Buscema, sold by Albert Moy. Asking price on that one was $12,000, but that Destroyer is freaking awesome.
Oh,
I know. I didn't see this.
Oh, this hurts.
This is a Berkey sale too. This pissed. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I said the bad word. Brave and the Bold 44, Joe Kubert, $11,000 asking price on that one. Then Flash 242, Mike Rowell piece, asking price on this one, $7,500. Again, sold by Berkey. And finally, a Trad Moore Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise issue 2, page 4. This one was sold by Felix. Asking price on that one was $6,000. And I am kind of angry. Everybody thinks I have an inside track on Berkey stuff. How did I didn't even know he had that one. That one
You're
was
an afterthought, Bill.
That one was so nice. I mean, again, 11,000. I mean, I was thinking like I was in the market for like 8, and even then, that's like a stretch, right?
But remember that piece that I still agonize over for his SDCC preview show that I didn't buy. That went for what, 8?
8 or maybe even a little less. Maybe
that's
like
a better page than the one you just showed, ostensibly, right? And here's where we are. That one was 11.
I know, and now they're 11, and that is the problem. That is it is what it is. But had I known, I don't know, I might have asked him to set it aside for me, and I figure out how I can afford it.
That was a beauty, and Hawk Girl was on it. I mean, yeah,
right. That last panel, yeah. I mean, the whole thing was great, but oh well. I just have to let him know that I'm looking for one, and then
dear Berkey.
Mm-hmm. So auction houses 2 weeks ago only did 203, but for some reason they did 298 over the holiday week, which is a little bit strange, but it did happen. So let's take a look at what the top 3 eBay results. So I know this first piece was actually won at a best offer. So I do not know the actual price on it. Joe Dever is the name of the art from a book called Lone Wolf, The Cauldron of Fear. $7,200 was the price listed on it, but it did go for a make offer. Now the next 2 pieces,
those look like testicles.
Just
saying.
All right. That's the beer talking. So we have a Mobius piece here, Blueberry issue 1 from I'm not sure what volume, but $4,000 on that one. And then look at this, a Jim Lee Alpha Flight DPS. I think this is from like his 3rd issue of working on Alpha Flight. This one went for $3,919.
How do you put Sasquatch on trial?
It happened. It happened. I think he got off with just a slap on the wrist. But then we had this Graham Nolan Vengeance of Bane piece that went for $11,400 on Heritage. Then very nice Ron Lim, Al Milgram, Spider-Man Funeral for an Octopus #3 cover. For goodness sakes, $9,600 on that one. And then finally, Mr. Vosberg doing this great, what was it? A G.I. Joe 13 page. It went for $5,500.
Dude, this G.I. Joe stuff is getting up there.
It really is.
It's blowing up.
Vosberg, I got to get him back on the show. We haven't done an interview with him in well over a year, and I gotta get him back on. He was always fun. I know I emailed with him after I had Dennis Kitchen on, because I didn't realize how much work they had kind of done together, and I asked him if he wouldn't mind coming on with Dennis as let's pick a point in Dennis's career where your work overlapped, and he was like, oh, that'd be great, let me get him on there, and then I haven't followed up with him because that would be fun. I don't even care if
that's on you, Bill.
It's totally on me. I need somebody doing my planning around here. I mean, Kazra did a really good job lining up my Tuesday shows for like a couple of months, but I gotta be able to turn to somebody and say, email Dennis, email Vosberg, figure out what dates work and set it up. Just tell me when to go. Because I honestly haven't gotten back to Dennis since I did the interview with him, and he was all into doing like shows. He said he'd do a show on Crumb. He would do a show on whatever I wanted, just like the topics, and I got to do it. I'm failing everyone in the chat by not doing more.
Who's Coco?
That's my cat. Marcus is rubbing it. So
I think he's talking about Cobra Commander.
But yes, exactly. So where are we going from here? We got I got all that out of the way, and that out of the way, and that out of the way. So now we can do picks now. Have you guys got a chance to look up Duke Comic Art yet? What is Duke Comic Art? Freakenstein. Is that a website? Duke Comic Art? Am I missing something? I'm not familiar. All right. Well, that's what I was thinking. I think I saw
look
that
at
in
that.
the chat the other day, and it made me think that it was a reference to Duke Fleed. But no, there's if I search on Duke comic art, there is a website called Duke.gallery. So I guess I'm letting everybody know about it. I don't know anything about what it is. They do, whoever they are, they do a lot of whatnot shows. So I don't know. I'll look into it and let you know, Frankenstein. I don't know what it's all about, but I've done some PR for them just now.
Inadvertently.
And Dan Tancredi says we need equal time for fish. Did you saw you were not on Facebook, so you didn't see
equal time for fish.
Fish was complaining in the original comic art collecting group. He showed the original and then a recreation that was a line for line. And his argument was that it's not a recreation if the artist doesn't make it subtly different. He goes, if you're just tracing it, it's not a recreation. And to me, it's no, a recreation can be line
a recreation needs to be line for line.
Well, that's the way I look at it.
Otherwise, it's like a revision, reimagination,
and
like
homage,
whatever.
Right? It's a
recreation is line for line.
That's why I felt he had it backwards. But he was
your terminology, Fish.
He was calling it like it's a tracing. He's like kids trace, and that is not a recreation if it's line for line.
This isn't the first time Fish and I have fought.
Well, I'll make sure if I give Fish equal time, I'll have you on as well, because then at least I know we're both in agreement. Recreation can be line for line, and it should be line for line, or it's
in the name, recreation.
Yes, exactly. I wasn't going to post on Facebook and argue with him, but at any rate. And Chuck Arnold agrees. So see, we can bring Chuck on too. It'll be 3 against 1.
Oh,
Chuck will be
vociferous.
He had to block a few people over it. So I know Fish is a passionate
blocking people on Facebook is just admitting that they were right. You're too right, block.
Oh shoot. Anyway, all right. Let's go ahead and start the picks here. I gotta get the right screens up here. But at any rate, all right. But it's fun. But I like that. I think that you could do like small shows on topics like that. I think it would be fun. You don't have to fight for 2 hours on stuff. You can just
we could fight for an hour.
It can be done
just an hour.
In short order, and nobody's hurt. Nobody gets wounded. Sorry, let me see here. Where is your screen? That one's mine.
I shouldn't drink and do this show, is what I'm learning.
I can tell, but it's going to make the next 45 minutes be very interesting.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, if I can find. Here we go. There's the screen. So Stingray should be happy.
Right? Oh man!
Now, if only this
is so good.
Yes, I wish this guy was premium because I'd really like to see this thing in close detail. But now, who is this? Oh, Mr. A. Right? He's got a cool.
He also has a watermark, a really weird watermark. Yeah, but I wish this was premium too. I did pick a couple pieces this week that are not. This page is all about the poses.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Look at the poses on this page. It's all so like everything is so powerful. It's so like it's exaggerated, but like still within, the realm of like figural possibility, so to speak, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like every panel has like a powerful or 2 powerful poses. Like this is Marie Severin, right?
Yes. Marie Severin and I'm sorry, who was the inker? Oh, Johnny Craig. That's right.
Johnny Craig. I'm hard pressed to think of a more dynamic Marie Severin example.
I can't think of any others.
I feel like normally more reined in, more, like whatever house style at the time, whatever you want to say. Mm-hmm. Like this has like Tosca feel to it, where like or colon, where like, well, kind of like just throw it out the window, so to speak, right? Like it's just really like it's all about the image. But that third panel, like that pose on Namor is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last panel where they kind of clash, 2 crazy poses. Like this is a great action page.
I can see, the Tuska poses in there, because Tuska was definitely more in the action vein. But yeah, nothing. I would not have thought Severin until I saw
Right.
her signature on it. Yeah, that was that very, very, very nice piece. And again, I wish we had a better scan of it, but congrats to Mr. A for picking that one up. Bottom left panel is amazing, says Stingray. Yeah. Well, I mean, I love this one where he's just casually kind of fluttering his way over,
Stingraying around.
I think that's freaking awesome. All of these. Yeah, this is a great page.
I think we're in the middle of a Stingray renaissance. I've seen so many Stingray pages the last few weeks.
I wonder, yeah, well, Stingray might have something to do with that. He's bringing back this character that has probably the least number of appearances in Marvel.
Go Stingray.
Yeah. Next up, this is a collection, Chris Brenneman, 9-year collector on CAF, and Wilfredo Torres. I can't click on this one. Sorry about that.
Yeah, again, not a premium member, but like shades of Chris Sprouse here a little bit. I think I'm not out of line in saying like there's a Sprouse element to this, but I love the like cleanliness, the orderliness of this artwork. Like it's really, not pose wise, but like as far as it's very straight up and down as far as the style is concerned. It's really clean, indicative of like what this book was about, kind of like portraying like, okay, what if we had continued from the movies, but bring in like comic book characters, like we're seeing Brainiac here. So I just think tonally it's basically perfect. I also really like that angle, like the way they chose to choose they chose that shot for the last panel, kind of like the half splash panel. So just really clean, nice inking, just a well-ordered page, nice design.
Oh, I agree. I see a lot of Sprouse in there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it's the backgrounds that just tie this whole page together. And that last panel is pretty great. That, just tilting it just enough. And it's beautiful. It really is. And again, Wilfredo Torres, we talked to
again, not an artist I think featured.
No. Well, cool. Then Marvel Spotlight. And I know Stanton Singh is the owner of this one. I thought this thing was awesome. Let me.
Cool.
But I'm not. How do you pronounce the artist's name?
Valerio Giangiordano.
John Giordano. There we go. I like that. Wow. Dang,
It's
you're good.
It's the Hypno Eye. It's the Hypno Eye chain that like really nails this, right? Like you are literally drawn to the chain and it pulls you in. And the fiery wheel and the skull and like whatever, for whatever reason, is secondary to that spiral element that he crafted with the chain. And I think it's a brilliant design. I've not seen this before, in spite of like how many people have drawn Ghost Rider, like the fiery bike and like whatever. People choose to like hone in on the flames, I feel like, more often than other elements, the bike or the whatever. It's all about the skull and the fire typically. So that I think the fact that the chain is the like main event in this was really eye-catching, and that's what I liked about it.
No, I agree. I like this piece a lot. I'd love to see it colored. I'd like to think that these buildings are being illuminated by the by the red or yellow flames.
Sure.
I think that would just make this thing really, really cool. So, I just like scroll down just to see if we get a color version of it. No, but it's okay. I love the black and white, but I like the idea that that he would be the thing that's casting all the light on the buildings that far away. That'd be nice. Very cool. Got a like on that one, and hey, if everybody probably hasn't noticed, but I've been liking or following more and more people on CAF because of the damn app. Damn app, it's too easy.
Don't download the app, everybody. It sucks you into CAF.
Exactly. It's funny. It's like I just keep stumbling into stuff, and I'm like, I don't follow it. All right, I got to add him to the watch list. And what do you think about the idea of I mean, I think because as of today, we have so many features that are premium only, right? To me, I think watching is following, right? It's every single app on the planet allows you to follow somebody without it being a premium feature. So that's why we figure we're gonna see how that works, right? Rolling, because the thing is, once we do some other things in there, we want people to be following sellers and things like that. So the idea of making it all, releasing it as a something that everybody has access to, I think it'll just make them realize how powerful CAF is, for those who've been using it that way for years, and hopefully it'll make
like logged in, but not premium.
Correct. Logged in, but not premium. So they'll be able to watch our other galleries, but they won't get an email. It's not like they're going to get alerts or anything, but it'll allow them to kind of curate what that landing page is like. They're going to be able to
that.
And here, I'm going to throw this one out there because it's just something that came to me when the app is killing me, man. It's just the creep in this thing. Just imagine on your watch list, if you could kind of categorize some things. Like I could categorize, I want to watch the auction houses, or I want to watch, or I have a friends group, or I have a group of people who I really only follow because I like the art they have for sale. Or even crazier, I have my copper, bronze, silver age guys.
Oh, okay.
I mean, artist wise, collector wise, all that stuff, because that's their niche. Like, so just think about that. Or you could have just an artist. You could collect, set one up as an artist versus collector. But I'm thinking like more different, really more personal. Like the default view is everything, but then you can change that list to just be like, I want to only look at the collectors who I know they're focused on silver age, and just imagine that you're curating your own dashboard list of your favorite collectors or artists, whoever's using the site, or sellers, just the way you want it.
I like that.
I like it too.
I would do that. It
could be in version 1, but it's gonna happen because I want it. that's the thing. So yes, Jason's like, remember when Bill thought an app wasn't needed and we were all silly?
Oh, Bill.
I know. What was I thinking? I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But at any rate, that'll be a version 2 kind of thing. But I like that idea a lot, and I like this piece of art a lot as well. Pepe Larraz, right? This is. Man, I would love to own this. I'm not a big Spidey fan, but I think this is a great piece.
No, me neither. But like letting him, stretch his legs, so to speak, outside of X-Men, like seeing him work on stuff that's not in that genre or milieu, whatever, like that team even, and just outside of mutants, we're all the better for it. So letting us see him work on Spidey, I mean, is such a treat. Like honestly, seeing him do traditional art is a treat. And seeing that, I love when you see an artist who is 99% digital do something traditional, because seeing this, like, to me as an art collector, to me as a person who like understands the medium, shows me that like they have their chops, so to speak, because you don't have the filters, you don't have the layers, the tricks, like whatever. Like this is pen and ink and white paint and, whatever on paper. And like, he's just as good here as he is when he's doing the X books and he's using all of that, digital stuff, those digital tools.
Right.
So that raises my respect level for him, which is already really high, like to the stratosphere, because this is picture perfect, no pun intended. And he throws the pigeons in there, like gives you a little bit of a grounding element, like something in the background to let like what's happening. It's a little like, context or story element to it. This is just great. And like all the gradients and all that stuff that like we love him for is here, but it's traditional.
Yeah, I love the fact that he throws the pigeons in there and uses them as a way to establish depth, right? I mean, they're lighter, they're looser, the further back they go. It's beautiful. Really, let me see. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, good.
And also just great figural work. What a good pose.
Well, this is in Casey A's CAF gallery. John Woo Spidey. Yeah, very true.
Birds.
See, this is the one I actually picked. This one too. I didn't know you picked it, and then so that's why I have nine picks myself. So I mean, how can you not pick this?
I know.
Piece? And this is in Joseph Melchior. He's so casual about what he writes. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably read it, but it's like, I came across the kayfabe video dedicated to this issue recently and thought I post this page.
Oh,
I just thought, well, why not? Why not
no big
share?
whoop.
Like, so it's just funny. It's like, he's sitting on this page forever, and it's something about, a kayfabe video sparks him to go ahead and share it with the world. And I mean, this thing is
Right.
awesome.
I have a battle page from a seminal Mignola Batman book, but I'll put it up now. Like I was reminded that I had it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had, come on, if this was in your collection or my collection, we would have had this thing up the same day.
Right. It'd be a centerpiece.
Exactly.
I mean, in my collection, it'd be like the thing.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended. But yeah, all the stuff that we love about this era of Mignola, but it's not on Hellboy, right? It's right before that.
Right.
And all that stuff that we love about early Hellboy is here, but it's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So all the, like the harsh black and white, the staging, like the little background elements, the creepy little fence in the bottom, the part of a mausoleum, like all those kind of like gothic horror elements that we came to love about Hellboy, but it's in a Batman book. This is basically a perfect page for Mignola from this period.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, all the same reasons why I loved it and picked it, and I think it's actually still listed in my picks over on CAF. I had to take it out of the update that I put together. But no, I mean, every one of these panels is everything that we love about it. I mean, come on, you've got a little bit of Gothic in there with the with the architecture and the fence, and I mean, it's got all the telltale tales of
right,
him transitioning into Hellboy from here. But yeah, this is great.
Yep.
And congrats, Joseph, for probably owning this for more than 20 years.
Maybe more.
With us.
Yep.
All right. Collection of Orin Twig. This is a Richard Friend piece. And if I was Mike Berkey, I'd say, ooh la la. This thing is beautiful.
I don't often pick like sultry, whatever you want to say, good girl, bad girl, like whatever art. Like this is here, like I picked this on its merits because Richard Friend is an amazing, amazing inker. I absolutely love the fact that he munged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Catwoman looks, right? She's got the Ballant hair and ears. She's got the Darwin Cook goggles. She's got the like movie, like zipper costume. Like this is, kind of an amalgamation of a bunch of different Catwomen, which I think is so cool. What a great idea. This like unifying element with the kind of Art Nouveau, like stained glass, whatever that, background piece is behind her. And then all the different like textures that he wanted to portray here are all like perfectly done. You've got the patent leather on the costume. You got the hair. You've got the, the skin, again, that background element. There's some splatter back there with white. Like this is a feast for the eyes as far as the inking is concerned, which is really what I loved about it.
Yeah. Now Richard is very, very talented and a very creative guy. And, if you're not, I don't know if I'm following, there's a gallery on CAF that I need to add to my watch list.
Yep.
So, I love this piece too. I probably would have picked it, but you had gotten it before me. But again, I think, it's beautiful, and I'd love to see it in person. I mean, Richard he's inked the best, right? So
absolutely,
he's just got great skills, and this is
clearly is not a bad penciler either.
No, not at all. So yes, congrats to Orin Twig for that one. Then we have a Mark Schultz piece here in the collection of Rick W. And we don't
color.
There aren't enough pieces like this by Schultz on CAF. I mean, there's a lot of great Schultz, but
what a treat.
Yeah, this is phenomenal. Gosh, I mean, how does he achieve this? I mean, the tone. These are very much, as they like to say in the business, like muddy colors, right? The whole thing, but it works so well.
Yeah, it's almost atonal. Right? Like it's basically one flat tone, and you're just looking at the changes in the colors themselves. Like the shading is like a huge part of this, but like you can clearly pick out the foreground and the midground and the background, like because he's a great illustrator. But like when you look at this, like the saturation is all the same, the hue is all the same, with the exception of maybe like the clouds and like the, you know, the light in the background. But like those dinosaurs, to your point, Bill, are like the colors are muddy, but that is a really natural effect. And in a weird way, in spite of the fact that we're not looking at literal wildlife, right? Because we've never seen these animals, but they are wildlife. And this has that element of like being a naturalistic, like illustration of, you know, this could be elephants or this could be like whatever, right? And this could be in a field guide to, you know, Africa or something like that, except for the fact that they're like feathered raptors. They're dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, I love this piece. And, you know, Rick W. Clearly, we know Rick has a pretty incredible collection.
Yeah.
And probably some stuff that we don't get to see. But yeah, this is great. Congrats, Rick. I think this is like an Autobahn. It should be in a book. You know, I mean, it really is that good. It's really beautiful, and the lighting on it's great. I love the fact that the clouds. I mean, it's not like you see clouds that color, but you know, Schultz has no problem being so daring as to paint the clouds. You know, this brown. And you know, adding in a few colors with it too, but still, it just works. And because if they weren't, if you painted them gray or something that might have been a little bit more traditional, the piece.
Or if it was garish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
reminds you of Dinotopia. Yeah, that's true. Interesting, right? So, congrats, Rick. Another beauty in your collection.
Gorgeous. Does it say how big it is? Sorry.
Oh, no. Let's see. Yeah. Wow. 17.5 by 12. So you know, a bit bigger, but
pretty big.
Yeah. Good guess.
McCloskey, you're a menace, McCloskey.
What do you say? I prefer
first week I worked at Diaz.
Yeah. Oh man, go back to moderating calf, Johnny.
Have another drink, Johnny.
All right. Another. This is what do we got? 9-year member of calf from Italy. What is it? Simone Ravagli. And what do we got here? This is that's right. Non-premium member. I would love to see a huge scan of this piece. This thing is freaking amazing. Roberto De Angelis. And I don't know, but
Angelis,
Angelis. Look at that.
I love the composition, the design on this, like the design of the spacesuit, the like. You know, the steam or whatever that is that's coming off of the spacesuit is so cool. Like, this is so evocative. Like, it really brings you into the piece. Like, it's very European, right? Like, it is what it is. But, you know, the cross on the, like, casket, like, all those things. Like, this is just a really, like, if you don't know anything about Nathan Never, which, let's face it, a lot of people in the United States don't. This is still a really interesting piece from a visual perspective. Like the way that he colored the foreground or the background, like the planet and the sky or the atmosphere. And then compared to how he colored the foreground and the figure. Super powerful. I just think this is a great like overall illustration.
Yeah. No,
it is Zagor, Marcus. Yes. That's the Zagor in the casket. But he's not dead. You can't kill Zagor.
I thought the design on the spacesuit was freaking awesome too. I mean, it's just great.
It's got an element of realism.
It does.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it made me question what would be steaming, and I'm thinking, well, he's in space. Something's got to be heating him, and you probably don't want to overheat inside of there. And I'm like, that makes sense. Yeah. So. I like it. As illustration goes, I love it. In fact, and I actually was not familiar with Nathan Never, so I actually Googled it and I've set a tab aside for later because I want to learn what it's all about.
Well, here's a real treat. So when they adapted these for the U.S., when they brought them in, Dark Horse did them. Arthur Adams did a bunch of the covers for those little digest books. So there's some fun Arthur Adams, Nathan Never art out there.
Looks like the cast of the Metabaron. I was thinking the same thing. Has a Metabaron kind of feel too, especially to the coloring, without question.
Yep.
Same era. Yep, definitely. But yeah, this is gorgeous. So I mean, I'm curious about the artist too. I'm gonna have to go see what else is on CAF by them. And then Khalil. When did Khalil pick up this?
Oh,
that's right.
Look at that thing.
So that is so nice, and it seems, you know, the thing that kills me when I look at this piece. Sorry, I hate interrupting you, but I'm gonna.
No, go.
I love these big brush strokes in here
Yeah.
that almost look like he's just smearing paint, you know, and but
Could be with a palette knife.
could be. You're right. Probably
Yeah.
probably something like that. But I love it. I mean, it's something that's daring. I mean, you can really screw something up with whatever the technique is, and have to start over. You know, and it makes me wonder: did he do the face first? Because that's a lot of work in the face to screw it up elsewhere.
It is.
You know,
Yeah.
so if I was them, I'd probably be doing the. But the thing is, you would think that the face would be first, and you'd work your way out to be like, I can abstract these things, right?
Sure.
So you gotta be ballsy to do a piece like this, and so I love, you know, I love it as a visual, but I also love the just the idea that I feel like they took a lot of chances finishing it off.
Yeah, and that's exactly, I mean, the same thing I like about it. It's avant-garde in the respect that, like, you know, to your point, like technique-wise and visually, some chances were taken. It's the disparate takes on the face and then literally everything else that's happening in the piece that I think is so well done, like so perfect for this image. And like, frankly, the fact that it's Electra kind of doesn't matter, right? This could be an illustration of a model in a magazine, you know, like whatever. Like Electra kind of is secondary to this. We know it's Electra, the headscarf, the one banger, you know, costume, whatever. Like I get that it's Electra instantly, but it kind of doesn't matter. It's really like that face is haunting in a way, right? And it's because of the way that he chose to like knock it back to make it really ethereal compared to everything else that's happening in the composition.
I like it even more after you said all that.
It's beautiful.
That's you know, shoot, man. Yeah, because I was thinking about that while you were saying it. I'm looking at it and thinking she seems more ghost-like, you know, just by the fact that he treated her because yeah, I love this piece. But Khalil did well when he picked this one up.
Yeah. Jeff Deckel?
Yes, Deckel, I always said, but it could be one or the other.
So good.
Yes, I agree.
Like you could, frankly, you could build a career out of doing commissions in this style.
Yeah.
You could do Rogue, you could do White Queen, you could do, you know, like whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Work for Art Germ.
And yes, Kazra, we did reach out to Jeff about OAX. That is true.
Good job, Kazra.
Kazra's on it.
Here's the pulse of the community. here's Kazra.
Exactly. I'm letting Kazra do his thing. I might make a suggestion here or there, but yeah, he's pretty much got his arms around all of that. But yeah, no, congrats. You know, he's been doing pretty well. He's been posting a lot of good stuff lately.
He's killing it.
He is. So let's see here. I'm going to switch over to my picks, and let's see here. Mine are all probably pretty simple, but again, there was a lot of great stuff.
Is no longer bootlegging is not a crime.
Hey, I can't argue with you on that.
Give a guy a heads up, Dan.
Dan Tancredi.
Oh, he's got a few Deckel pieces. No big deal.
Yeah, only a couple. Yeah. So, all right, here I can share my screen now. There we go. So, we mentioned Duke Fleet earlier. You know, the Zach Beatty variant cover. I mean, come on. I was like, I got to feature this. And the thing is, there's so many great pieces. I could throw out and say James Siegel got his first awesome Jim Lee the X-Men page. You know, that thing was beautiful. I mean, and I thought I could pick that one, you know, any day, strictly on the storyline, you know, because it's just too awesome. And who else?
Extinction Agenda. Yeah.
I mean,
this, my God.
I know. I mean, I couldn't not pick it because it's just so great. And again, it's back. Duke Fleet. He just keeps amazing us over, you know, week after week.
I'd be done. In all seriousness, if I had this, I'd be like, I'm good.
Yeah, because you picked up a Zach cover prelim, I think.
I have a few Zachs. He's one of like, he's on that Mount Rushmore, right? Like everybody likes to talk about. He's on my Mount Rushmore. And this, like, outside of Punisher limited series cover, this is as good as you can get.
Agreed. I mean, I could look at this for forever and never get bored by it. I would, I mean, this is a piece, if it was in a portfolio and on the wall, I would take that portfolio out regularly to look at it, right? And I can't say that about a lot of my collection. This piece,
I know.
I would. I mean, it's just
well,
that
I'll say the same thing here that I basically said to him in the comments, which is like, so this is from the same period roughly as like, so he did the Punisher portfolio. He had done the limited series, like whatever. He was the Punisher guy at this point. This came out like for whatever reason later. They used it as a cover later, yada, yada, yada. This to me, when you compare it to those Punisher limited series covers, this is so much more. There's more content. There's so much going on in the background. Like there's so much going on with everything in this piece. It's like, it's at a different level than those Punisher limited series covers were kind of pared back. They were more graphic, yada, yada, yada. But like as an illustration, this is better.
Yeah, I agree. And it's, I mean, this one, I just saw Stingray mention the layering is astounding, right? I mean, you figure the closest thing and to us is technically the brick wall or the light effects from the bullets, whatever. I mean, this is like the last thing you would think to throw in there. But it gets broken up by all the ricochets, and the light effects there. But still, as you fall back, I love the fact that it's all in detail, all the way back to the building.
Right
back here, he's not,
and he's got a literal physical divider between the layers. He puts that chain link fence in there. There's also an immortal like Zach trash can in the lower right, right, and then you get the chain link fence, and then everything else is literally physically separated and visually separated by the fence.
Yeah. I wonder what John Beatty thinks when he looks at something like that. And, as at that time, like when he's inking something like this, is he scared or is he just excited?
Is he scared? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that is very, very true. So, but again, lots of great stuff. I saw Dino posted a Wonder Woman cover, I think by Perez. I even like the Win Mortimer Spidey Super Stories page that Marcus posted. That thing was great. It had Cap all over it.
Yep.
Carl Choi had a Tradmore. I mean, there was a lot of great artwork that got posted last week. But yeah, it was so. But I was like, all right, I got to go for some stuff that floats my boat. So this same here. This is a piece. This is an Orangus Cap right here. I mean, come on, a Koipel Thor DPS. This thing, I mean, nobody kind of define Thor in the I mean, there's a lot of people you could say define Thor,
and
but
this
in the
is
modern
it.
This Koipel is the man. I can't believe I've never picked up anything by him on Thor, but this is unbelievable.
So different iterations, different costumes, different like the like classic Thor, whatever you want to say, is like huge on the left there. I mean, as far as Koipel Thor is concerned, you're done.
Yeah. I'm going to do it like that. There we go. Now we can just see it all. Yeah, this thing is amazing. It's like you said, he's done. He does not need to pick up another Koipel after this. If he has any other Koipel, he can sell them because this is the piece.
Hulk, Loki, Iron Man, all bonuses.
Mm-hmm. We get the Warriors 1 in there, I guess, but that's all right. And
is Balder in there?
No, I don't see. No,
Fandral, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But still, love it. Absolutely, positively
genius. Stunning. Love it.
No Throg either, Marcus.
Well,
and I like Michael Cho's stuff. I mean, it's it could be derivative of another artist or two, like Darwin or something. But I've just I like it. So most of the time I kind of skip over it and don't pick it. But I like this piece. And again, it's a nice cityscape. Batman's good. Lois cape up there, kind of filling the space nicely. And it's funny. He's looking at it now. There's a lot of little Kirby lines in there too, as far as the way he's handled the musculature on Batman. So just overall, a great illustration. And again, I think Michael is incredibly talented. I love his stuff.
That cape is like a great wedge. right, as a visual element, like, you know, walls you off into like the reds and the buildings and obviously the figure in the middle. But this is so like the red sky, the, you know, the white lights in the buildings. It's really animated series looking in that respect. But I know what you're saying about Cho. Like it always feels like other stuff to me, in spite of the fact that like he is bringing his own, you know, thing to it. And it's also very 50s like, which is like almost like proto Silver Age artwork. But this is a great example and a great composition.
Yeah, I love his color palette too, because it's always reminiscent of like, I don't know what period of posters, you know, poster art theater that's from, but it's
lobby cards.
Right, exactly. And it's the colors are flat. It works really well. It looks like it was printed, mass produced in lithograph, but it's not.
Back then.
I like his style. I mean,
so clean too. Wow.
All right, whose was this? Oh, Benno. Congrats, Benno.
Oh, Benno. Okay.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. I looked at this too.
All right, next up, this is in Anim Sketches Calf Gallery. Wally Wood, Wizard King. I guess if I didn't get a Canon, I wouldn't mind having something from this. I mean, here now we've got a naked woman. All right, it's after 11. Yeah, we got.
Let's go.
I always like these, you know, and I think a lot of collectors probably don't think too much of them. I mean, but you know, growing up on Lord of the Rings and other like Magic of Xanth, a lot of books of that nature. I definitely appreciate the fantasy side of sci-fi fantasy artwork, and I just think this is a wonderful example. That second panel, just the whole the room, the darkness, the
laboratory, yeah,
exactly. The staircase going up around the side corner, the ghoul casting a shadow. I mean, all that. It's just great. I love this piece, and it's funny. A lot of these. I've seen a lot of these pieces, and I don't like them really at all. And I want to. This piece is perfect because I guarantee I would never pull them out, but I could pick out probably 80% of the time when I see these Wally Wood pieces from this, I don't like them. I think the elves look too weird. I don't know. There's just something about them that I just don't like it. But this piece, perfect. I mean, it's unbelievably perfect. I'm so jealous of Anim Sketch, whom I have no idea who that is. But
it's a great looking page, no question.
Man, isn't that last panel? Everything it's too good. Then, speaking of too good, Chris K has this Paul Pope. I don't know what Heavy Liquid is, issue 5 from 1999. But it's cool seeing Paul Pope, and it's not a Batman piece or something, right? I mean, he's just a great illustrator.
This is kind of this is where he blew up. THB, Heavy Liquid, this is where, I feel like we really started to take notice of him. So this is, period Pope, Heavy Liquid period. This is, I almost feel like his best stuff. He's still certainly growing, evolving, whatever as an artist, but this is pinnacle Pope in my mind.
Well, I love it. I absolutely love it. No, and again, I don't know. I've never read anything from that, but yeah, this is excuse me, really, really nice. And Chris K. Oh, at least I didn't read his art description either. I'll have to go back and look. But wow, Chris K's got two best of medals. He's doing all right.
Nice.
He doesn't have any feedback though. That means he hasn't bought or sold during Comic Art Live.
Hey, I respect that.
I'm gonna have to talk to him.
Don't sell your art, people.
What does Chuck Arnold says? Heavy Liquid is great. Paul Pope. It's a great read, better than the Batman stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I will definitely.
Just not Batman.
And I guess Anim Sketch is the artist Ben Sue. I didn't know that either. Thank you, Marcus.
Okay.
Sell for the greater good.
I did it, Marcus. You'll see it soon. The greater good. I did it.
All right, I got a few more pieces here. This is in a collector's named Greg Reese. Greg Reese is a 2-year member of CAF. John Rita,
nice.
Jim Mooney. I love this thing just for the transformation set, right?
I don't think I've ever seen a lizard transformation page.
I can't either. But
wow,
this thing is so cool. And I love the last panel too. It's got the lizard lives, for the to kind of set you up for the next storyline. But I
Look
just
how
think
tight that is.
I love this. I mean, right? Mooney inks. You can
Mooney,
tell.
yeah.
But I thought this thing is incredible. So I don't know who Mr.
Beautiful.
Reese is, but I need to add them to my watch galleries because if this is the kind of art they have, I want to see more of it. Again, I love like the Thum here breaking the panel. I mean, this is lots
That
of well
bottom
done.
panel though, and look at the what's going on in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah,
Jim Mooney killing it.
yeah. Goku says the eyes are captivating. It's true. This is a great comic book illustration from top to bottom. So congrats to Mr. Reese on adding this to their collection, because I'd say that any one of us would love to have this page too.
100%.
From Spidey 75.
Hmm.
All right. So Greg Reese.
Where does Berkey stop and start?
He
has a focus, right?
Yeah, I'd have to talk to him about what, and I hate to say I got two pieces by Chris K. I didn't know that. That's why I should pay more attention to whose pieces I'm picking. But where does he start? I don't know. I would have to ask. I know that he's at some points he's owned most everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has his sweet spots. That's for sure.
Right. Okay.
So Breccia. Breccia is we feature a piece or two by Breccia.
I love him.
I just think that he does so much with so little in all these panels, except for this one. It makes the piece look. I love it. There's this hyper. It's not even hyper detail, but there's a lot of detail crammed into that second to last panel, and so little in these other ones. I mean, there's not a lot of work done on this one or that, or even this character here. He basically saves 2 panels just for text, and I love the sparsity of stuff on this thing. That
does
makes
this blow up?
Beautiful. It should. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I like it even more now. I mean, because it's such a tiny figure, but the line work in there is perfect. I love the jittery quality of how he's making this chasm.
The way he goes from big to small or thick to thin or whatever you want to say is incredible, because even in that, so to your point, this next to last panel is much more detailed, right? But there's still fat, there's thick stuff happening in that panel.
Yeah.
The way he blocks in the figures on the left and on the bottom, he comes up into that guy that is seated. There's still big brush strokes, heavy inks happening in here. And then the opposite, actually, in the last panel, there's a bunch of big, thick graphic stuff happening, but the face is very dialed in.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I look at that signature. I love his signature. Yeah. And is that 63? My goodness. Or is it 68? Maybe that's an 8. I don't know. But either way, this is absolutely beautiful. And that
the pit or whatever he's illustrating in that chasm, that's just absolute confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Total confidence in what you're putting on that page.
I love it. I love the splatters up here for the clouds or whatever he's trying to give us here, probably. But yeah. And again, these concentric circles, he's clearly, using something as a guide.
A glass or
But it works. I don't know what's going on there. It's a mountain or whatever, but it's still so awesome. So love this piece. So Chris K, two wonderful pickups, at least that we picked. Erlander says, should all the mystery sketches have been mailed out by now? I actually heard that there was one that was being mailed out tomorrow, I guess, and I don't know the backstory on it, but I try not to ask too many questions from reps, but there was something that maybe one of the artists wasn't able to get to it, so he had to go back and have a different artist go ahead and take care of it. So I heard that because I got an email from the buyer today about it, and they said that it was going out today. So whoever that is receiving that, I sincerely apologize. I don't know what happened, but yes, that as far as I know, that was the last one, because everybody else.
Anybody who's got anything en route to them from the post office right now, God
Yeah.
be with you.
But get this. I put those shirts in the mail for Mikhail late on Monday, and he got them
Yeah.
today in California. How in the hell did that happen? You know, it was a shoot. It was like, I forget what I weighed about 12 pounds of shirts, and that, you know, it's just a big heavy box, and it made it in 4 days.
It actually made the local news here
Mhm.
because so many people had been complaining to the post office. So they produced the results of this audit, and they said, so I'm in Wisconsin, in case you can't tell from the way I talk, but they said Wisconsin is the third worst postal speed in the country. And I was like, all right, well, at least I know it's not just me. It's everybody in the state.
Well, it only took you 14 days to get your
right? Oh, a mere 14 days.
Right. But Erlander, feel free, honestly, you shoot me an email, BillyComicArtFans.com. We'll figure out who the second one is and where it is. It certainly didn't come from me because you would have been emailed, tracking link and everything like that. So, but yeah, email me. We'll figure it out, and I will help track down what the issue is on that. Let's see here. 2 more pieces to look at. This one was in John Espinosa's calf gallery. Merrick. I always pronounce Merrick.
Yeah.
And then Armando Gill. I just like this piece. I mean, I like the Punisher. I like the Punisher.
You love title pages.
Exactly. And oh, look at this is like right up Jason D'Ambrosio. If you can hear me in the other room again, this is right up his alley because he's a big title page fan. I just like this one. I mean, I love all the line work on there to kind of highlight the explosion. I don't care how it was colored. I just think it's awesome.
Probably poorly.
Probably right, exactly. It was probably colored very poorly. But this thing is just beautiful to look at. Bombs are. I like this piece a lot. Even the anatomy looks a little weird now that I'm looking at it. But when I looked at it, it's a piece of art. I love it. I think it's and again, it's your title page. It's the thing that sucks you into the comic. I mean, if you see
also,
this,
Bill, you picked 2 Punisher pages this week, and I picked none.
How did that happen?
Did I give you a virus?
Yes, and Rick Weld says this fits this month's sketchbook theme. That's very true.
Yeah.
Man, but I like this one a lot. And hey, look, there's Scott's Collectibles. Scott's Collectibles is advertising on CAF now. Thank you, Scott's Collectibles. So
you're doing big stuff.
Yeah. We've had a lot of people approach us lately. Ever since the last Comic Art Live, I've had a lot of people reach out about advertising.
I think they have Alessandro Capuccio now.
I believe that's true. I'd set up. I had to go in and I actually know that's true because I had to go set up all their. I don't do it for everybody. But when you're an advertiser, I actually set up a rep page, for them, and I assign the artists that are part of their team. And you're right, Capuccio was one of the artists in that list.
Hard to beat him.
John says a Punisher with a bazooka or rocket launcher with a big check mark. Of course,
100%, John. You and I park our cars in the same garage.
All right, one more piece, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, right, I remember I mentioned. I could not pick this one. Jimbo Salgado, who I just think had a post that Kirby's is repping now. But I mean, Salgado, I've been, they're probably on Instagram. I don't really follow that too well, but I do watch, I do follow Facebook a lot. And Salgado always posts just great piece after great piece after great piece. And then to see this thing, I mean, you could have just focused on the characters and the defeated characters beneath them.
And you could have knocked out half of that bamboo.
All right, but instead he's like, I'm going all in on the bamboo.
Let's do it
as well. And I just think this is such a great piece. I mean, I feel like all the the carnage from the brush beneath the figures, everything, all for all the cutting going on. There's just pieces of there's just green flying everywhere when this battle was going on, and now
red.
It's all over. And I mean, but it's just killer. Nothing. Yeah. There is no space left untouched by him on this piece, and I feel like in most of the illustrations I see by Salgado that's his approach. I mean, he loves going edge to edge and just filling the page with details.
Whose is this?
I think it's Daryl.
Daryl?
Yeah, Daryl R.
Yep.
Look at that. Man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that this is a piece where it's like, he could have added some tones in there to kind of make the bamboo have a bit more depth to it. But it works without it. I mean, I feel the depth.
Geometrically, like the stuff that he did with the sizes and like the layering and the foliage like between the bamboo, you still get it.
Yes.
Like you feel the depth. But yeah, I mean, you're right. He could have done that tonally too.
Yeah, this is great. So congrats.
He did it tonally in the foreground, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Right, but it's more fun. I mean, this is like a design element at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, but God, it works so well. Yeah, that's great. And you're welcome, John. We try to mix it up, but as you can tell, I don't always pay attention to who the owners are in the artwork. I
try not to.
I try to look at the art first, and then I try to if I have sometimes I pick 3 pieces from one person, because it's I just don't know. Then I kick them out. But yes, congrats to Daryl on this one. You did good, my friend.
Yep.
So well, there we go. We did it. We got through this one, Chris.
Slayed it.
Yes, we did. So let's see. So we got one more week. We won't be doing a show in 2 weeks because that'll be San Diego. So you'll get the week off. Unless you want to run the show by yourself.
I could, but I won't.
Okay, that's fine. I think we're gonna all take the night off for that one, or maybe you know what? I actually on Sunday I'm doing. Remember, I've been talking about I'm doing a collector interview that I'm recording only. So on Sunday I'm doing that. Yeah, maybe if I can get it because there's not. I honestly I've already told them that I'm not editing it. It's like I'm gonna run it like I'm doing a live interview, and what they say, what we say, is just as if it was live. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe on Thursday I can debut that so that at least the night's film. For those of you who aren't going to San Diego, you'll have I guarantee it's going to be a good interview.
Chuck and Jason have both volunteered to co-host. If we get to can you imagine that 3-headed dragon?
Oh, look, there you go. Yeah, give fish the time.
Equal time for fish.
I think Nick asked me to run a show on Friday. Now that I'd like to see, Jason. That I would like to see. I think you should go into the Dynamite offices and do it. That would be
Say hi to Amy.
Yeah.
Rip the dream.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so but we got one more show next week before we have some time off or whatever we may do on that Thursday while I'm out of here. But
I might have a piece of art in my hands by then.
Well, we'll see. We got a couple weeks to think about what we may or may not do. The show wouldn't end until 2 a.m. And that's okay. I won't be here it'll be 11. It'll be
to rein it in.
11 p.m. in San Diego, so I won't mind. But anyway, we'll work something out. We'll have something on that Thursday when we're not there. But we also won't be doing a Dueling Dealers that week either. So then it's a good thing. Everybody needs a little time off. But Chris, thank you as always. I'm going to go have my beer now.
Attaboy.
But yeah, we both had good picks this week. So I thank you as always for hanging out with me. And
good times. Thanks, man.
Again next week.
Yeah. Later.
So you have everybody. We did it. We had a good show. Just in what did we get? Just over 2.5 hours. So I like that. It's fun not going past midnight anymore. I was getting a little worn out from doing those, but again, good show. I'll have to hey, if we can do a Thursday show in 2 weeks to make it work, I don't mind having some subs in there. Normally, I'd say Kazler could fill in, but Kazler's going to be with me in San Diego, so we can't do that. But yeah, I could easily show a few of you how to turn the show on and off and make it work. And it could be more of we'll see. Maybe we don't want to do that. I'll think about it, but I'll talk with you guys about it. But again, thanks for hanging out with me. Enjoy your Friday off, and definitely, please, if you can tune in on Saturday. John Kurtz is an incredible talent, and we don't talk enough with illustrators or artists who are outside of the comic book field. And John's work crosses in and out of it a lot. And again, I think those of you who will see his work will be pretty impressed by his skill set. I'm really looking forward to talking with him. I really am. Trust me, I wouldn't do the show if I wasn't. And I think he's going to be a lot of fun, and we're all going to learn some things about an industry that really we've not had a chance to explore before. So, and if you don't, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back next Tuesday. I don't have a show on Monday, but we have a Hakes preview on Tuesday. Maybe Sean will be there and we can pick on him. But again, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you again on Saturday if you can tune in.